Yes. Thanks for joining me. Carlos, what's up? Safety Man, Tim, UK Brummy. How y'all doing? Cowboy, what's up, man? Here's the link if you want to join. How y'all doing? Patrick, what's going on? Myra, thanks for showing up. Tim Hill. My two beagles, what's going on? Thanks for coming in, guys. Susie, good morning. Nuck and Futz. Roadhog. The link is in the description, guys, if anyone wants to join. Flathead, what's going on, man? We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. Smoking Locust, there is a video. Refresh and it should be okay. Yeah, you're welcome, Tim. I give everybody a video or a wrench so nobody gets timed out so they can all speak their opinion. What's up, Cowboy? Kumanina, what's going on? Zombie.
Oh, not much, brother. Can you hear me?
What's up, Zombie? Grams Beth. Cowboy, you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Charles, we're just going to talk about the auditing community and some big stories like that red flag guy in New York that's getting his guns taken away. Tactical Texan, what's going on? Hit that like button for me, guys. Cowboy, your mic's not working for some reason.
Can you hear me now, brother?
So this guy in New York is getting his guns taken away because he had a 30-round clip, plastic clip. He was in a standoff last night. I don't know exactly how it ended. I didn't see anything this morning on it. And this auditing community is going crazy, man. Everybody's after everybody now. You know, it's unbelievable. People are calling out people. People are saying they're working for the feds. You can hear Cowboy? I couldn't hear Cowboy. Cowboy, try to come back on again? Who was what? Nuckin? Talking about the guy in New York or the other stuff? All right, Cowboy. I'm in Tennessee. I don't know what's going on, Cowboy. I can't hear you. They said they can.
Can you hear me now? I don't know, brother. My shit's fucked up anyway, so I'll just go back into the tech.
I'm in Tennessee. I don't know what's going on, Cowboy. I can't hear you. They said they can.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you on my phone, but not on. Hold on, Cowboy. Don't leave. No, Cowboy, hold on. All right, there you go, Cowboy.
I ain't going nowhere, bro.
All right, I got you. I can hear you now.
All right. You ain't got too much.
Yep, I got you.
Ain't too much echo, is there?
Nope, no echo at all on my end.
All right, good deal. I put in my headphones, but it don't have a mic, so that's probably what fucked it up a while ago.
Right, I think my computer's volume was really down low too, so I think that's what it was. But I can hear you on my phone, but I just turned it up and now I can hear you good. Yeah, so
Cool.
did you
I
see
agree, shit's crazy all over the board.
in this community? Yeah, we got people, auditors calling out other auditors and, you know, asking to fight and saying they're working for the cops. It's like, when is it going to end?
It's crazy. I don't get it. I mean, there's one or two that I won't have anything to do with. I pretty well spoke my piece about that in the past, and I mean, I understand we're not all going to get along or do shit the same way, but you know, if we're all trying to go to the same place, it makes more sense to work together instead of against each other to me.
Right. You know, I don't know if you saw Doug No Thanks stream the other day. He was, you know, calling out everybody, telling them we're a bunch of freaking idiots and he's the only true auditor and all this crap.
I don't get shit like that, dude. It don't make any sense to me, and I've got to where I just try to separate from most of that shit. When I see it going on, I've got to where I just, you know, try to stay away from it unless it's something that well, chomos, bullshit like that, you know, or people just flat out scamming people. I generally will keep my mouth shut anymore.
Right. I haven't seen you out in a while, like in other people's chat. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm still having phone service issues, and for about 2.5, 3 weeks, man, I've been extremely sick. I'm just now trying to get over it. So,
San Joaquin, thanks for sharing my videos the other day, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we need to start getting along. Like, we're just making us look stupid fighting like this. You know, really stupid.
yeah, and it really don't get anything accomplished in my book. I mean, if any, you know, it just tears everything that we're trying to do down, in my opinion.
Right, yeah, like going at each other when we should be going after the government, you know, it makes no sense to me.
Right.
Like, I mean, can't we put aside our differences?
All that bullshit makes about as much sense as
Right. We need to put aside our differences and work together, you know? Who cares if I go to someone else's neighborhood and audit? Who cares if they come to my neighborhood and audit? It's not about that, you know? It's about what they do. You know, some people.
Are we Americans free and clear, or are we fucking little split gangs that have our own little sets and set up to represent or we outlaw motorcycle clubs claiming territory. People that get upset because somebody else comes to town, that's fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's how things are getting now. Like, if you come to my town, I want you to ask permission first. You know, as far as I know, it's still, I can go wherever the hell I want to go.
Right? I mean, what is this? Fucking Don Mafioso and organized crime, you know? Fuck all that dumb shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we just need to work together.
Huh?
Go ahead, Cowboy.
Did she? I'm sorry, dude. What?
You're good.
Shug. I didn't even see her come out. Shug, get your ass over here.
Yeah, that's why I make everyone
get your ass over,
because I don't care what people say. As long as they don't doubt people and threaten people, you guys can say whatever you want.
Sorry about that, y'all. My dog just got out. But yeah, it just don't make sense to me. And I think the ones that are hollering, well, if you come to my neighborhood, you know, you need to get permission and, you know, pay me on PayPal or some shit like. I think they're in it just for the self-recognition and for the fucking money. They don't give a fuck about anything else, in my opinion.
And it's pretty crappy that people are, about that anymore. They're just about the money and their channel, and they're only doing the activism because people will watch it.
Right.
Like Black Label the other day,
they don't, you know.
And he told us, he said, all of us in the community are retards and all that. It was bad. Flash, what's going on?
Well, like I said, it don't make sense to me. I mean, there's some people that, I understand personality difference and shit like that. You know, some people are easier to get along with, work with, you know, little cliques or whatever. But like I said, you're either in it for your ego and it's going to show and shit like that, or you're in it for the right reasons and you're going to set your ego aside and work with people, you know, towards a common good with people, instead of just tearing them down and acting like schoolyard bullies.
Right. Not everybody's going to get along, but you don't have to bring it to social media, you know. What's up, Coachella?
No. I mean,
anyone here from Coachella?
And just got people. What's up, Coachella? How you doing?
Anyone here, Coachella? Coachella, I don't think anyone can hear you, man.
Hi, what's up?
What's up, Rick? What's going on?
So, I caught a little bit of what you were
anybody
talking.
but you, LFA.
All right, hold on, Cowboy. What's that, Rick?
I said I caught a little bit about what y'all were talking about. Everybody's at each other's. We told you it was going to happen. I mean, we've been working at this to divide you fucking terrorists for fucking what, over 2 years now? I told you we were going to infiltrate you. I told you we were going to fucking beat y'all. And little by little, we're winning. You're going to learn a fucking lesson. You're going to learn the lesson the hard way. You're going to learn the lesson the Rick Rude way.
Right? Yeah, it's ridiculous how it's getting.
And let me tell you something. We're trying to pass the HR 838 bill.
What's that?
Who's we, Rick? Do you work for the government or some shit, dude?
Did I? Did Desert Sentinel? Did Felipe Hedin? I mean, we all know each other. We actually do.
So he's trying to pass a thing?
Go look up HR 838. Google it. But you know, Chris, the thing about division in your social community, it's actually people trying to get rid of you and other auditors just for the clicks and view for the money.
If they want all the views for themselves.
But you know, YouTube has changed, so you're on a level playing field now, Chris. I mean, at one time, these motherfuckers were making a shitload of money. How do you think Black Label survived?
Yeah, and did you hear what Black Label said the other day?
Oh yeah, and I told you. Was I talking to you or was I talking to Desert? This has been this bad plan all along, man. You know, he's responsible. If anybody out there, it's not me, it's not Balance, it's not Desert, it's not oh Jesus Christ, who else? It's actually Ben. It's actually Black Label. It's been trying to take all y'all's channels down for over a year. If you got community strikes, if you got what is it called, the copyright strike, it's because of Ben, Black Label.
I got a community strike the other day, and the video's all over YouTube now. But I got a strike for it.
Was it a strike or a warning?
Well, it was my first one, so it was a warning. But after that, it's still on my channel, so it's not going to go away.
And see, somebody small like Cowboy, who's not really an auditor, but more, I don't know, what would you call Cowboy? I mean, Cowboy does his own shit, but it's not, I don't know. I guess it's his, would it be safe to say his personal video blog that he does on YouTube?
Well, that's part of it. I mean, he is an auditor. He does audits too. So I would say he's an auditor and a blogger.
But the majority of Cowboy's videos are basically everyday life for him. You know, he's got auditing videos.
Some are, some ain't, Rick. Yeah, some of it's been.
No. The reason why
some of it's been legal research, and you know.
The reason why I'm saying is because you ain't caught Black Label's eye. That's why you're kind of safe. El Jefe, if you remember, bro, before you started doing all the auditing, you were okay. Nobody messed with you. Nobody screwed with you. You didn't have no community strike. And the same thing happened to me. Once I started a little bit more, instead of being known in Discord only, I mean, people, you already knew who the hell I was. My name was out there. But once I started doing the videos and having my own channel, guess what happened? Same shit like you.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous nowadays. Ridiculous. All right, Desert, what's going on, man?
If you look at the argument and the fighting, you know, if the California bunch is trying to be like the Colorado bunch, who used to be like the Texas bunch, if you can understand what the fuck I'm saying.
I think we're all individuals and we all do our own thing. None of us are going to be the same. None of us are going to, you know, we do our own shit.
Well, you know, that's why I've never, and I've always told people, hey, I don't want to wrench, but people are starting to give me wrenches. And I really, you know, I would never, me personally, I wouldn't use it. Number one, I don't know how, and I really don't care, but I wouldn't use it because I'm a strong believer in freedom of speech. you know, and you know me, I'm a fucking idiot. I'll be talking all kinds of crazy crap. So yeah, I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe every person has a right to speak their fucking mind, whether it's nonsense, stupidity, or just motherfucking insaneness.
Right. That's why I give everybody a wrench. Hey, High Desert, I got blocked on your channel last night, man. I sent you text, but I don't think you got it. Please unblock me. It was a rogue finger.
Yeah, see, High Desert, it's not him blocking, it's the idiots that some of these guys give power to, who let that shit go to their head. We won't say names, but me and you know who we're talking about. And it was a real big problem, about 6, 7, 8 months ago. And that whole little bunch, basically they got spanked and put in their fucking place and got those riches taken away. And here we go again. It was the same shit, but it's a whole new set of people.
Yeah, well, some people mod for their own personal feelings and then don't care about the channel's owner.
But I put myself out there. You put yourself out there. Who else is in here? High Desert puts himself out there. We all put ourselves out there. We have to be honest with these people. Have to be honest with our past. And we have shady past. We need to at least be honest. There's some people that are not honest with their past. But if you're gonna put yourself out there, you need to be honest. You need to be honest with these people, because people are believing every word you say. You have that power over your audience, and you can control the audience, believe it or not. You can sway them left or right. So we have that power. We're out there, when we turn the fucking camera off, they don't know who the hell we are. They don't know that Chris Holder's a family man. They don't know that Chris Holder is a husband. They don't know High Desert is a hardworking man or a husband or a father. They don't know Rick Crude is a grandfather and whatever. They don't know. They only see what we put out there on the camera.
Right. And I was honest with my past. Yes, I have a felony. I told everybody right up front.
Yeah, everybody knows mine. It was on the fucking news.
I ain't got nothing to hide.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing was Discord, was Teresa and them. What do y'all call it? Doxing, or getting documents, because a lot of these motherfuckers lie. Like Josh Abrams and oh shit, I hate to use his name, but Doug. All these people lie, and they're not being forward. They're not being honest. I think High Desert. Didn't you talk? Was it you or was it? Oh shit! Somebody talked about their past.
Hi, Savannah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to come out sooner or later. If you're going to put yourself into this kind of spotlight, it's going to come out.
It eventually does. I can't see, Chris, who's all in here? I know me, you, and I see two other, I think it's Cowboy and somebody else.
Cowboy and Rat Rod.
Rat? Oh, Rat, hey.
I hear that.
It eventually does.
Morning, guys.
What's going on, Rat Rod?
Oh, not too much.
See, Chris, who's all in here? I know me, you, and I see two other, I think it's Cowboy and somebody else.
Yeah, Cowboy and not now, maybe later.
Hey, somebody's echoing.
Oh. That's you, Rat.
It's gone now. Oh, he muted his mic.
Probably. Yeah, he's always echoing.
Freedom News, what's going on? Savannah, thanks for joining. MPT Flash.
So I'd like to disagree with Mr. Richard Crude.
Okay.
Actually, I'd like to ask him a question first. So what does one's past have to do with their future? Because you know what, man? People like you sit there and scam people, all right? You scam the innocent. That's what I got a fucking problem with. Well, for one, I'm not Matt. This is Andrew. And you tell me what the fuck I've lied and scammed about. Why don't you talk about your past and your prior criminal convictions? I do. It's all on my channel. Why don't you watch it a little bit?
He has brought out everything.
Did he bring it out? He brought it out because Discord exposed him. No, I brought it out long before Discord even exposed me. Well, I guess you call it exposing. So once again, you haven't answered my question. What does the past has to do with the future? People make mistakes. It shows who the person is. But that's false. That's not who the person is. People can change, can they not? Have you not changed what you did in your past? Birds of a feather flock together. Well, you're a fucking felon, Rick.
Stripes
so
on a tiger. Stripes on a tiger there, Andrew. Don't change.
So you don't change. You still gonna pull a gun out on Pizza Boy?
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot.
Am I?
I didn't stutter, did I? I think you did. I think I made it perfectly fucking clear what and who I am. I think it'd be you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, we got you. Loud and clear. I'm an idiot. Okay, that's your idea. You're a piece of shit punk who ain't never fucking done shit in your fucking life. That's right. Oh, wait. Yeah, you have. You beat up fucking women. You beat up steering wheels in a fucking car. That's how bad you are. See? And there you go lying, Rick. Prove that I've ever hit a woman. Prove that. Am I lying? Am I lying? Did you beat up some girl? Because we looked at your goddamn criminal history. Don't you have assault? Do a video on the evidence, Rick. Don't you have assault? Do a video on the evidence. Do the video on an evidence. Come on. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you, what do you do with the money that people donate to you? It goes right back into what I'm doing right now.
What's it matter what he does with it? If it's a donation, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
No, it should matter, Chris, because if people are going to donate to you, they should at least know where their money's going. Okay? Absolutely. You're correct. I agree with that 100%. And I tell them where it's going. So can we all agree that there's been a lot of fucking con artists on here? I can't tell you what another person does with another person. I don't know what they do.
For sure.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean we're all con
people who donate. The people who donate to these auditors should have a right to know where their money's going. If it's okay, we all know. Okay, hold on. We all know that. Hey, it takes gas, right? Right, guys. Yeah. I mean, to go do an audit, even for you, Chris, around your area, it takes a lot of gas. It takes a lot of time.
It's not
sometimes, Chris. It takes time from your family to go out to a different town to go, and you too, Andrew, to go out to another town and audit. And, some of you got jobs and some don't, but,
Rick, can I jump in there for just a minute on that point?
Go for it.
I'll give you guys an example of what took me away from a lot of the donating I was doing in the past. Was Carolina in Fort Worth did a thing for Otto, the watchdog, to start a new life in Denver. He was going to get an apartment, put his kids in school and all that. But when he got the $3,000, he ended up flipping off a judge and going to jail. During that time, that money disappeared. And when I asked about it, I was attacked by, and I think a lot of you have seen the video from Eric Brandt to me, asked me why it's my business. Well,
yeah, I saw that.
I donated for a specific reason. I didn't donate for Eric Brandt to get new shoes. I didn't. The money was spent everywhere else but for those kids in that house in Denver.
Exactly.
Not in Texas. And then when Otto went to Texas and got arrested in Texas, he turns around and tells everybody he was camping. The man was homeless. That's why he came to Denver, to try to get a new start. So I don't mind donating money to people. And if I donate it for, a guy to have lunch or a guy to have some gasoline, I understand where it's going. But I donate for a reason specifically. And I did donate to Otto, just so people know, because I thought I was helping the kids. not helping them flip off judges and turn around and scream to kill cops now. But anyways, I'll let you guys talk.
And with all due respect, people like Andrew, not now maybe, he has his own supporters, all right? And so does like Patrick or even Earl David Warden or even Hefe. Y'all have y'all's own little supporters that are loyal to y'all and believe in y'all. And, you know, like I said, y'all need gas money. You need fucking money to stay at a motel sometimes. And you need money to basically live. I think it was Liberty Freak that says, hey, this is what I do. And you know, I need money to, you know, to eat and fucking live off to do this for you. And that's acceptable if you're honest about it. But if you're going to sit there and lie about it to these people, then, you know, you're just a fucking simple con artist. Like you, Andrew, last night, asking people for donations for fucking gloves because you were freezing your balls off. Hey, that's kind of pretty fucking honest.
You do realize I was just, GPS, shut up. You do realize I was just joking, right?
People won't take it as a joke. I knew you were joking. I thought it was fucking funny as fuck. But then in the same token, I'm thinking, well, motherfucker, if you know it's that goddamn cold out there, why the fuck are you walking?
Well, you can't drive. But no, I was joking. And I'm sure 95% of my viewers know that I was joking when I said that. I mean, if I need a pair of gloves, I mean, I've got $10. I can go to Walmart and get a pair of gloves. I'm just not
I know you were joking. I know you were joking. Some of the people in there knew you were joking because I think they made a joke about it, and but a lot of people don't, and they'll use it. And Andrew, see, again, it's like I was telling Chris and Cowboy earlier. We're out here, dude. So what we put out is what people see. They don't know who we are when we shut this shit down. You understand? So when you say something, Andrew, people are going to take you for what you say and do.
Sorry, I missed half of that.
The way I
Shut
see that
GPS
is,
up.
if
I mean, you understand what I'm saying,
I'm
right?
not responsible for how somebody. I'm not responsible for how somebody interprets or takes what I say or do.
Actually, Cowboy,
whether it's joking around, going, if you believe in freedom, or
Actually,
whatever. It's no. I have no control over how you take something.
Actually, Cowboy, in a way, we are responsible, and I'll give you an example. Andrew, do you remember that crazy idiot that threatened Servaggio up in Leon Valley? FBI went to his house out in Oklahoma, and he got into the shootout with the FBI. They were simply just going over there to ask him what was the deal with the shit that he posted. So we are responsible. And I'm going to tell you one thing, and I try to talk to Eric about it, is when he's out there sitting there saying, kill cops and judges, we don't know who the hell's watching us. We don't know their state of their mentality. What if somebody does go out there and you know, shoot a fucking judge or a cop? A prime example of that crazy motherfucker that went to Lou Stefano's house. He just showed up at his house. You know, what if that guy, and that guy is fucking nuttier than a fucking fruitcake. What if he had other intentions? What if he had a psychotic episode and decided to kill that lady that opened the door at Lou's house who has nothing to do with it? You know, like Teresa and Kevin showing up to my house.
What if frogs had wings? What if I was a fucking millionaire? What if the earth was flat? You know, there's a difference in calling for violence against somebody, and there's a difference in saying something and somebody taking it wrong or twisting it up. I'm not responsible for anything other than what I say and what I mean.
Hey, what if nuts and butts was fucking candies and whatever? What if, I'm sorry, what if how's it go? Fuck, I done fucked it up. Never mind.
Well, Andrew, I think it's your fault that Timmy Harper went off the deep end and started carrying a gun at fucking Twin Peaks. It was your fault.
It was my fault. I'll take that blame. It was me. I told him to do it.
Nobody
Yeah, man. And you know, I like Tim. You know, I fuck with Tim, but dude, do I really want to see him go to fucking prison for all that time he's looking at? Fuck no, dude. Do I want to see Eric or you or anybody? No, dude, I've been there. I know what it's like. But goddamn, when y'all fuck up, it's fucking funny as hell, dude.
I screwed up last week about having my registration not up to date. It was 6 days over. I didn't realize.
I saw. Hey, give me a minute. I'll be right back. I got to go take care of something real quick. I'll be right back. Andrew, fuck you, bitch. How come you ain't made no more videos about me? That's still some of the funniest shit ever. You and Eric Grant.
I've got other things to do besides make videos about you, Rick.
No,
just
no, that's the only thing. That's the only thing you should be doing.
You're right. I said, well, you're right. I should be doing that.
Y'all don't like my new haircut? I did it for Catilla.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be all over you now.
She should be. I'll be right back.
Don't hurry. I mean, hurry.
So yeah, I got pulled over the other day. I didn't realize my registration was out. Like it's usually all up to date and everything. And I flipped the cop off, and he pulled me over. I'll pay the damn ticket. It was my mistake. I didn't realize. But it is what it is.
You know what I don't like on these panels on the phone is I can't see the chat.
Someone said there's a way you can see the chat without backing yourself out, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
No. I can see the chat, but then I can't see who's talking. I mean, I guess I really don't need to. I know your voices, but.
Oh, yeah.
I still rather see the screen.
Yeah, I just can't type in the chat.
Yeah, hey, Richard, where'd you go? Where's your choke collar at? Did your master forget it today?
So
where you at, dude?
Did you guys watch Black Label's video the other day?
No.
You did?
No.
Oh, he was calling us all retards, and we ruined the community, and the community's dead, and he's out of it. And
was he ever in it?
Well, supposedly he was the main man.
Oh. Yeah? Wow.
Catilla.
Who's the main man now?
I would say John.
Well, that's funny. I didn't even know who Fat Label was until the Freeman and Patty Cake interview. So
right. Who'd you say, El Jefe?
John Felix got the most subs, I believe. 215,000. I mean, that's just subs. I mean, nobody's the man. We all work together. It shouldn't be a competition.
I am just a man out here exercising my fucking rights that are given to me. They hopefully don't get taken away. Right. That's all I am. I'm just a man.
Right. Me too. I'm doing it for me.
I'm doing it for everybody, but I'm just a man.
Well, I'm doing it for me, so my rights don't get trampled on. But in the same time, it works for everybody.
Well, I'm doing it for the future because, I mean, what we have right now, once again, like I said on my live stream earlier this morning, what we're doing out here ain't making a damn bit of difference.
No, I mean, we need
take it back. As far as change goes, the change ain't going to happen for another 15 years probably, if not longer. Yeah. What we're doing is simply observing and reporting the information that we get to the people. But once the people open their fucking eyes and they realize that the cops are the fucking terrorists and they're running, they're tearing everything up, they're fucking with us, then we, the people, will finally, stand with each other and take it back.
Right. Like I don't want my grandkids someday to walk around taping something and then get, arrested for nothing.
Sightseeing. Look where I'm at right now. I'm up here sightseeing. And hell, I got freaking followed from here to Kingdom Come because I looked like somebody this morning.
I think it is making a change. It's just a slow change.
It's a slow change, Cowboy, that's for sure. But the one thing that's breaking people apart from this community, in my opinion, is how some of these auditors are no longer auditing. They're using YouTube as a weapon.
High Desert, check your text messages, High Desert, please.
Now, let me give you an example. On that 303 cop block guy, every single thing that happens in his life, he puts it on YouTube to use YouTube as a weapon. So Eric Brandt taught him that. So now you have Eric Brandt, who started out filming, and part of the activism that was going on has now taken it to the point to where he's asking for people to kill cops. He has a sign, I've got a picture of it in my computer here, that he held in front of a courthouse advocating for the killing of police officers.
Well, he's actually been on the news for advocating the killing judges.
If we just had a school shooting in California where 5 kids were shot and killed. Well, 2 of them were killed. But anyways, 5 were shot. The police showed up there and took care of what was going on in there. What would happen the way people are looking at things if the cops didn't show up? You know, it makes it disheartening for me to want to see what's going on when all we do is scream and holler to kill policemen now.
Once again, if and Watts was nuts and butts, we'd all have a good Christmas.
We would have a good Christmas.
I hear what you're saying there, Rat. I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Would it have been okay in World War II to advocate and call for the killing of SS Nazis and all their officers? Would that have been okay to do?
Absolutely, we did too.
Yeah, we did. The French resistance, the Polish resistance.
I'm not saying to stand out there and holler for the killing of all law enforcement and stuff like that. But that's just like my fuck all bad cops signs. You know, if a man says, I think all bad cops ought to fucking be hung in the street, they should. They're a traitor to the fucking oath they took, and the fucking sentence for a fucking traitor is death, and they should be hung in the streets. And if the bad ones were hung in the fucking streets, we wouldn't have the bullshit going on that we do.
See, and that's where, in my opinion, the activism comes in. But
wait a second. Hold on. Here's a hypothetical. What if when some of these auditors sit there and harass these cops, that they make these good cops into bad cops right then and there?
Well, did they make them in bad cops because they harassed them, or they're already bad for not turning the other end?
Nope. I'm not responsible for their actions.
These officers are out there doing a fucking job. They're doing a job. I've been out there. Even fucking Catilla was out there. All right? You deal with a lot of shit. You're dealing with the worst that society has to offer. Then here comes some guy with a camera harassing you, threatening you, and just fucking doing everything they can to make your fucking life miserable.
So it's okay to fuck their life up and throw them in jail.
Richard Crude. What's up, man?
Who's that?
Can I make a statement? This is Auditron. How are you? Second Sun News. What's up, buddy?
Buddy. Hey, where the hell you been?
What's up, Second?
So it's good to laugh, man. Thanks for all the laughs, Richard Crude.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome. By the way, I don't really speak to Richard Crude very much, but I'm glad he thinks I'm a bud because I am really friendly with the guy. I appreciate his comic sense. It's genius.
I actually have a lot of respect for this guy.
Yeah, appreciate that, Richard. I wanted to comment on what you said a second ago about being able to go up and question police officers. I know it appears like harassment, but there's a lot of statutes relating to lawful resistance, and I think it's just important to remember that if cops can question people and without telling us that they have a lawful warrant, we're just supposed to presume and assume that because they have a costume on, that they're conducting themselves in the performance of their duties. I think that's a mistake, to sit there and assume and presume that they are, exercising the performance of their duties. It's just bull, So I think we have the right as citizens.
I know Andrew's not gonna like this, but son, do you think that there's a right way of doing it compared to a wrong way? Say, I'm not saying kiss an ass, but be more professional, be more polite. have some kind of repertoire with a cop and instead of cussing them out and calling them a piece of shit and every name in the book?
Yeah. I fell into the trap of sitting there and cussing cops out, and I woke up in the middle of my nightmare. Like, what the fuck was that? What the hell was going on? I changed my ways a little bit, kind of, because I mean, it's all, you know, when people get upset, you know, about personal abuses that happen to them because of cops, it's easy to go out and take some of that aggression and apply it to your activism, you know. But I think, yeah, that there's like a fine line there. You got to kind of know, be tempered with it, you know. It's especially, but I mean, like going out and just calling for the, you know, advocating for the killing of cops.
Man.
Wow,
we have royalty in the house. Did I see my hot, sexy Hungarian moo wearing bleach blonde future ex-wife in the room?
She's not here for you though, Rick.
She's always here for me.
Yeah, but cops should be held to a higher standard, whether we swear at them or not. They should They should hold themselves professionally.
And so should
Absolutely.
the auditor.
No problem. No doubt about that. No doubt. But guys, listen, this is my final point, and I'm going to bow out. I'm going to sit here and listen. We have the right to be up in the mix and questioning cops right there on the spot when they're detaining and all that, and all this pushing back and shoving back without, you know, having lawful authority to push actually people backwards that are actually there exercising their freedom of expression to protect life and liberty. Almost every single state constitution has those provisions in it. So I have a real problem with police exercising that type of power over citizens that are concerned. All right, I yield the mic. Thank you, guys.
See you, Auditron.
But unfortunately, them cops do have that fucking power.
See you later, second son.
Some of them do abuse it. And you know what makes cops scary is they have the ability and the power to take your freedom away. That's what scares people.
I give the cops respect until I get disrespected.
I've never seen you do anything wrong.
And they abuse the shit out of that. They abuse the shit out of that power. And, you know, I get so sick and fucking tired of hearing people, oh, cops deal with the worst of the worst, you know, bad days. And the fuck all that, dude. They knew what they were signing up for. Just because they're having a bad day, don't give them the right to take it out on anybody. And I'll generally talk to them the way they talk to me. When they get out of fucking hand, I'll get out of hand.
Unfortunately, cowboy, they're human just like me and you.
Absolutely. And that little fucking costume and that badge don't grant him super.
Now, bro,
You got kicked
we
out.
can say, cowboy, we can say, and he brought up a good point that you know a lot of them abuse their power. So would it be safe to say that cops, that the blue rich mafia and all these motherfuckers with their riches are the same like fucking dirty bad cops because they abuse their rich power?
Some of them do. Like I don't even use mine unless I'm accepting a comment or something like that. I don't ban people. I don't time people out. I don't think that's my business to do that.
Nope.
Like if the channel owner says, you know, I don't want him in here, then I will. But I'm not gonna, just because he said something not agreeing with somebody, I'm not gonna ban him for that. Go ahead.
Peachy,
Can I have my say in this?
I'm gonna say this straight up. Hold on, Peachy, and I'll let you talk. I just gotta say one thing. I'm not allowed to talk to you. My woman has put restrictions. I am no longer accepting applications in my Harlem.
All right, go ahead, people.
My heart is broken, Rick.
A lot of women, a lot of them are.
Well, look, I'm going to put a squash to this booby thing. And this is not what I was going to say, but since you're here, I've already apologized for having a knee-jerk reaction, Rick.
It was a joke, woman.
I know, motherfucker. Listen.
Rick, let her talk.
No, don't call me motherfucker. Don't call. The only woman that calls me motherfucker is my Catilla.
All right, motherfucker. Don't tell me what to say. First Amendment rights. All right, look, I've already apologized for having a knee-jerk reaction to you and to Dougie.
Oh man.
You know, look, when that happened on that panel, I had a knee-jerk reaction. I did, and that's not me. And you know that's not me. You've seen my videos and my.
No,
my
I actually don't see your videos.
Okay, well, that's not me. Period. Having a knee-jerk reaction like that, but it's something a little bit personal with me with that subject. And I had a knee-jerk reaction. I apologized on panel chat. I didn't go on about it. I didn't run my mouth about it. All I said was I apologize for having a knee-jerk reaction to you and to him, and that was the end of that. And so I know that I'm putting myself out there, and I don't do revenge videos. I don't go on about people and talk bad about people. I don't like the drama. But you know, everybody's different in the community, and that's what makes the world go fucking around. You have bad cops, you have good cops, you have bad people everywhere. You have bad, good, and different people everywhere. And that's why you have content on your channel, Rick. That's why A Balance has content on his channel.
I didn't like the fact that Doug, he kind of put you out there.
Well, sure he did.
And he kind of well, Chris, fuck shit, dude. He kind of went low, and I've been known to do that and use dick moves, but he really did a dick move because whatever you talked about him privately, he should have never exposed that.
And he did. And he did. Yeah, and I've never talked about that. I've never given. I've never done any revenge words about that against him. I've been the bigger person because I don't want to be that type of person. You know, I don't, and I'm not.
That's why I took offense to what Bass said to Carolina. Carolina can be whatever the hell she wants, but you don't disrespect a woman by calling her the C word. I don't give a fuck what she's done. You know, you just don't do that. And what Doug did to you was just as fucking bad.
Well, you know, he called me twice, and I knew something was awry with him because he wasn't the same person I have talked to a couple of times. And I just said, what's going on? I'm worried about you. You're not the person that I've talked to before. And because he just going, I just couldn't believe it. It was just not him. It wasn't the person that I have known. And
because people lie, Peachy. People are like, okay. Catilla said something that kind of hurt my feelings earlier. Well, you know, it's what you put on. Oh shit! How the fuck did she say it? It's what I see or what you put out or what you put. Okay, this is not me. When I shut this shit off, this is not me. You know, I cry like any other motherfucker. You know, I got feelings like anybody else. You know, but it's who we are and who we personify ourselves to be on the camera. Like I was telling Cowboy. All right. People see who we are because we're out in the public eye. When we make these videos, all right, people are seeing that and they already got an idea of who you are just because of what you're putting out there. We have that power over people. And I've been saying this for the past 10, 20 minutes, Chris and Cowboy. What I don't understand is we have the power to persuade people. All right. So do you, Peachy. So does Cowboy. So does Chris.
And I don't abuse that. And I don't abuse that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I don't abuse that, Rick.
You don't, Peachy. I've watched you for a long time, and I think you do a good job. Cowboy does a good job. El Jefe does a good job. There's good auditors.
Well, Catilla does. Catilla does abuse her goddamn.
She's another good one. You know,
Catilla does. Catilla does abuse her fucking power of persuasion because she's got me all fucking weak in the fucking knees every time I watch her videos.
That's true, Rick. I've seen you. It's scary.
It's scary.
I know. You've been highly depressed before.
Well, I give big shout outs and respect to those who go out and film and do this every single day. I do a fraction of it. I don't even put up content on a monthly basis. I have other things to do. I'm trying to take care of myself, my family. I have stuff in my life that I'm doing, and this is secondary to me, not even secondary, at third or fourth priority to me. But it's, you know, I'm going to say it like this. And I've said this many times on channels, with the TV show, The Walking Dead. Let me give you an example. Okay. This is how I look at this, everyone in this, if you want to call it community, family, whatever. Okay. I never watched The Walking Dead for years, but when somebody explained it to me, I started watching it. It's not all about the killing and the blood and the zombies on The Walking Dead. What is it about? It's about the people and the relationships in The Walking Dead TV series. It's not all about the killing and the blood. It's about what goes on with all the people and the relationships and the connections. I feel this is my connection to the people in this community. It's not all about, no, I'm not crazy, Rick. It's not all about the auditing and the cop watching. It's about the people within the community and the relationships and the connections and the friendships that, you know, people are connecting with other people. It can be a great thing, or if you want to fall into the drama, it can be a horrible thing to your psyche and your emotional and your physical and your mental health if you let it. And if you let it, then get the fuck off of YouTube, because you have to have a thick skin to be on YouTube. But to me,
honey, I think you're drinking too much of that Georgia fucking peach moonshine.
No, not at all.
Walking Dead ain't about relationships. It's about motherfuckers trying to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, but it's also about it's about the people within that community. It's all about the drama within the people, Rick. You know, it's not all about the killing. It's all about the drama how could they have that many seasons?
Fuck me fucking tender. I've been watching that motherfucker for the killings.
Well, you can watch it for whatever you want to watch it, but it's the relationships and the connections within the people. And this is what I've enjoyed about this community. And I'm not a full-time, I don't even consider myself, I'm more of a freelancer type of person, but I am very passionate about the holding the police accountable and such, in filming, not such about auditing, going into post offices and things like that. I'm not really into that. I would like to get more filming in with cop watching and being respectful doing it. But let me say this. Everybody's different in this community. Everybody, they do it in their own way, and I respect that. We need people like Eric Brandt doing it his way. We need people like such and such doing it their way, and me doing it my own way, and this person doing it their own way. And yeah, there are bad people within the community, but that's just the fucking reality, man. There's bad people everywhere.
Amen, PG.
But I think we need everyone, and I don't care how different they are. I think it takes everybody's different, and that's what makes the world go round. And
but where's the line crossed?
And if you don't like somebody, then don't watch somebody. If you're like Rick, then you go make a video.
I'm liking somebody. I'm asking, when is the line crossed?
Well, who's the judge? Who's the judge about the only person that can judge about crossing the line is the person crossing the line and the person they're crossing the line against. They're going to be either thrown in jail for being a dum-dum. I can't do anything about somebody threatening a cop's life. I can't. What am I supposed to do about that? What am I supposed to do with somebody who's a pedophile? I'm glad that, that Discord, that they are exposing people, but you know what? I have a good intuition, and I can figure out people pretty quickly. And if that's the case, then I just don't support. I don't say anything about them. I don't support, and I don't watch. I watch from afar, or I catch up shit from Rick Crude. Yeah, I do watch you and A Balance, and I catch up drama from those channels, and I just don't watch and support people that are like that.
The bottom line is, whoever's doing that kind of stuff, they're the ones going to have to pay for the consequences in the end. Not us.
God damn, woman.
What they're doing,
Can you ever stop to breathe?
Oh, you're the one to talk, Rick. Just because you're not talking like this.
You're starting to sound like a goddamn wife instead of a girlfriend.
Just because you don't have the floor and talking like this, man. Don't be jealous. Don't be a player hater, man.
Look, I'll be the first to admit about my criminal fucking history, but I'm also a sexual deviant. All right, I think 24/7 of the fucking shit that I would do to Catilla.
I saw that silver bullet that you were swinging around. I know the type of person. I know exactly what the fuck that is, and I know what type of person you are, and that's why when I had a minute to step back and think about, I own my shit, Rick. I own my shit. When I say I'm wrong, I'm wrong. A knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, that's why I could never understand why you took so fucking offense to a little joke that I told you.
But you know what? Then you lied. But then you lied about it and said I text you. And you know what it was, Rick? This is what it was.
Text me. You lying sack of fucking Georgia peach. You keep texting me.
Oh, you're lying, motherfucker.
No, God damn it.
Oh, he's lying.
I am tired of being. I'm
gonna be like your son, your patty cakes. Yeah, right. Whatever. You wish you in your wet dreams. You wish I text you, but no, dude. This is what got me is when.
First off, woman. If I have any wet dreams, it certainly ain't about you. It's about this little blonde out in the West Coast.
Let me go throw up. First of all, since I said wet dream and your name in the same sentence, let me go puke real quick and I'll be right back.
Oh, honey, I seen the guy that you sleep with. He ain't no goddamn prize, baby.
You don't know whom I sleep with, so there you go.
That's all that matters.
There you go. You don't. Don't pretend like you know my business.
We all saw that goddamn hot tub video.
I put myself out there and whoever wants to do whatever with it.
I want to put that shit out there because at best you got junior high skills. You need to graduate to the level.
Oh, fuck you, Rick. Look at you and your channel. Oh, whatever. Changing the subject.
You're a teacher. You claim you're a teacher, but honey, you just met the fucking dean of the fucking school.
Whatever. I don't claim anything.
Why are you stuttering? Why are you stuttering?
I tell it like it is, motherfucker.
You ain't telling me what it is.
I tell it. Look, I don't give a fuck. Y'all can look. If I was ashamed of whatever I was doing in that hot tub, I never would have gone on panel chat. So I don't give a shit. I don't ever drink. I took about 2 nights and had a good time up there. I'm all about having a good time, laughing and having fun. And it's not all about the damn drama. And
so are we
let me fucking talk. Shut the fuck up.
Let me
talk. I don't care.
We'll see you on the news. On the news, another teacher sexually assaulting a student.
What? You're crazy, man.
No,
you're crazy. Look, I have 16 years in teaching and coaching, and
just admit you want recruit and just say it and get it over with.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, whatever. You know, it was a physical illness is the reason why I'm not teaching right now, but I am close to going back. If that's what I choose to do, so either that or go back into real estate, and I fucking hate real estate. My family's in land developing and real estate, and I don't choose really to do real estate.
Did anybody ask?
No, you're saying that I claim to be a teacher, so that's why you brought it up.
I didn't say that. I said. So are we safe to assume that in the future we'll see your fucking ass on the news for sexually harassing a kid?
Oh my God, that is horrible for you to say, Rick. You have no basis to say that. Then you will be in jail here soon for pulling out another gun to a pizza boy. Then
I was gonna say that.
I probably will.
Yeah,
it may not be a pizza boy. It may be the goddamn Chinese delivery guy.
I'm not an amoral person, period. And I love kids. I have a good reputation with the kids in coaching. And so,
what kind of reputation you got there, Peachy?
Yeah, whatever, Rick. You can say whatever you want to, but those are all lies.
I'm not saying it. You're saying it. I'm just asking.
Those are all lie. I'm an adult.
Because the reason why I'm asking there, Peachy, is how many of your fucking students have watched your hot tub video?
Dun, 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 dun.
I haven't been in teaching.
Oh, why did you get so fucking quiet?
Because because my students don't watch my ex-students. My ex-students don't watch.
You don't put out. Honey, we all seen your videos, baby. You do put out.
Oh, fuck you, Rick. You're a motherfucker. You're just trying to get my goat, and I'm not falling for it. Whatever. So my ex-students, I don't have students right now, and I haven't had for 3 years. Okay. So, that's the way it is. And that's why that I'm not, my videos stay on YouTube. They're not on any other media, social platform. And there's nothing I did in that hot tub that was over the top that a student couldn't watch. And I would be ashamed because of the drinking, but that would be pretty much it. And that was it. So what's the big deal about the hot tub? There's not. You just want to take a little bit of drama and run with it because that's your show and go for it. I don't fall for it.
Can we come back to what this topic was about, please?
Yes. Yeah. I'll shut the fuck up.
Let's do that.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna mute. All right, so we're straight on all that. I apologize for the knee-jerk reaction, and we're done with that, Richard Crude.
Cool. So, yeah.
What? Huh? Is she finished? Okay, I just woke up.
So CCW thinks this is a shit show, and he's out of here.
No. Let him in. Bring him in.
He won't come in. He's mad. He says it's a shit show. CCW, there's a reason why this stream is going on, and it's.
Wait, Chris. I would love to. I'm sure Rat Rod, Cowboy, and Shadow would love to talk to the king of Southern California. That we have to ask permission to go and go to Southern California.
I'll drop if you want to put CCW in LFA.
Put them on.
I'm not asking permission to go anywhere, even his territory. So
I'll drop off.
Hey, CCW, why don't you ask Rick Cruz permission to come to Texas there? Because you wouldn't make it here.
What's up, Benny? I put
for CCW to say this chat's not good. He's wrong. He's one of the reasons why a lot of people are falling away from this, because when he gets mad at somebody, he uses his camera as a weapon, like he did when he screamed at that elderly couple. Yeah. And then when he got a 6-month restraining order, he turned around and screamed about the elderly people again. CCW, you make me sick.
I mean, there is a reason.
Hey, guys, don't forget when he was sitting there threatening them little kids, and them little kids, you know what? They slapped the shit out of him, and fucking CCW cried.
That's right. Yeah, CCW, you're a punk.
Yeah, he is. You ain't got no goddamn ranch. You ain't got no boat. You ain't got shit. He throws out there, I work for Michael Jackson. It's like the other idiot running around saying he was related to James Brown. Well, we sure proved that fucking shit wasn't true. So this motherfucker, all he does, he works for a company that does a lot of sound and lighting equipment, okay? All right? So, yeah, he's going to fucking work some of these shows because he's paid to do it, not because he knows anybody. You don't know shit. All this $1 million he claims, yet he's living in a shitty side of fucking San Diego. When I lived in San Diego, motherfucker, I lived in Chula Vista. Then I lived in Fallbrook. Then I lived in Tulare, motherfucker. How come you ain't living in any of them places? You piece of fucking shit line, motherfucker.
CCW, all this needs to come out. We need to get along, and we can't be bullying each other, bullying other. And we need to work as a team, and people like you are pushing us apart.
No, because he's all in it for himself. Let me bring out another fact, and y'all can call me a fucking liar and call me out. But that boat, the first boat that fucking CCW was on, is not the second or the third boat that he claims is his. They're different fucking boats. And why is it that his goddamn name is not under the fucking Coast Guard registry of a captain, a licensed captain? He's not a licensed captain like he claims he is.
I don't know. We just all need to get along, and we shouldn't be fighting with each other. And that's
No, but it's people like CCW and Doug and a Black Label that divides y'all.
and that's the reason for this stream. We need to work through this shit, and everyone's gonna have their freaking opinion, and we shouldn't judge over that. I appreciate what he does out in the streets, but I'm not gonna go ask fucking permission to go to California. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. What the fuck was that all about?
You know, I don't expect people to ask permission to come to Tennessee in my backyard. Go ahead. People have done it. I don't care. It's a free.
But it's like him and AB think they're the leaders, or they want to be the leaders, and what they say goes. Who the fuck is CCW anyway? Who the fuck is AB?
Until he starts paying the bills, and then he can tell me what to do.
Well, I'm a nobody in this community, but the auditing's not dead.
I'm a nobody too. I'm a small channel like that. Auditing's not dead. We need everybody doing their little part in whatever they can do, picking up a camera. Period.
But CCW is not an auditor. He's a cop watcher.
I understand that, but he was saying auditing's dead, and that if you're doing auditing, then you're no one.
I saw that.
Those are his words. These are his words, not mine.
And
you know why? You know why? And I'll be the first one to say it right here on Chris's panel, is that some of them auditors, you got to have balls to do auditing. I mean, you're sitting there, you're putting yourself, dude, you're putting yourself right on the fucking edge. What's a cop watcher doing? Not a goddamn thing, but taking a fucking camera and watching something that's going on that's already happened. An auditor has to go out there and, like Furry's going to instigate shit, but like Chris, if he goes to a post office, he doesn't know what the hell is going to happen. If he goes to a police station, he doesn't know what the hell is going to happen, or government building. He's going out there on his auditing mentality. All right. CCW, all he's doing is he's got a fucking scanner. He's listening to fucking police calls. When some shit goes down, he's right there trying to hurry up to get to the scene. Then he says, "Oh, I was the first one."
I appreciate what he does, but at the same time, he should appreciate what everybody else does too.
I mean, it's hard to be an activist, say like Eric Brandt, because he's got passion for it, or like what Chris does, because he's got passion for it. To go out there and audit, you got to have some fucking balls.
Putting your freedom on the line every time you step out that door.
Shouldn't it be used as a teaching tool? I mean,
because you're sitting there, you're oh shit, what's the word?
Well, if we're trying to teach,
you're testing the Constitution of the United States. You're testing
you get your words wrong
freedom,
half the time.
Your Bill of Rights and your freedoms and your amendments. All right, cop watchers ain't doing that.
You need to start drinking some nice smoothies for your brain, Rick.
Well, I've seen plenty of cop watches where whoever was standing there with the camera become the focus.
Keep your brain healthy.
And to me, they go hand
so you can
in
choose
hand.
your words you can find your words.
Why are you walking over people?
Hold on, PG.
I'm not walking over people. I'm getting a little bit mad thinking
Cowboy was talking before you and you just fucking walked all over.
You know what? I may not look, Shadow, I may not can hear him. And if I interrupted, I apologize. I may not can hear him. My audio, there's usually sometimes one person in the panel that I will lose audio with, and my apologies.
I'm sorry.
I'll mute, Shadow. My apologies. I don't want to be disrespectful. Come on, CCW. Come on, panel. I'll give up my spot, El Jefe.
I think he was talking about Cowboy actually when he was saying that.
I don't know.
The link's up there. If he wants to come on and speak his piece, he can.
If I'm talking over somebody, it's probably because I can't hear them. And if that's so, then let me know, please.
All right. Yeah, Cowboy, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
I don't even remember. And it's all good, PT. No worries. That shit happens when you get this many people and lags and stuff like that. It ain't no big deal.
Okay, I can't hear him, so I'll drop out and come back in, or just drop out. My apologies for talking over you, Cowboy. I can't hear him.
You're good.
I just saw somebody post on there that we're talking shit about auditors. That is not what this is about to me.
No,
It's not talking shit about auditors. There's a lot of good auditors, but it's where's that line drawn, to where it becomes harassment. You had Defend out there a week or so ago talking to a police sergeant, pointing his finger at him, going bang, 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 because Eric Crude's telling people to kill police officers. That's out of control. That is not how you teach people the First Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, your Second Amendment. That's not how it works.
Well, that's why we as other auditors, we have to do our own thing. We can't do what he's doing because, some of us believe that it is wrong.
Well, and that's where A balance comes in, because A balance is showing a lot of what I call stupidity in this community. And when a person goes to ask, why are you advocating to kill police officers? Everybody calls you a troll. And then the moderators start blocking everybody that continue to come up and ask, because for some reason, it's like people want that fight. I personally don't want to see anybody get shot by police officers.
So this chat room stream is full of people who hate auditors.
No,
I don't
untrue.
hate anybody.
Untrue.
Now, let me say something. I'm not an auditor. I'm not an activist. I'm on the sidelines. But the stuff that goes on, and number two, A balance works for the police. Just so yins know. I mean, yins are giving this guy all this credit, and he works for the police.
I've seen him flash a badge.
I don't care if he works for the police. I heard I could be as a cop. I don't care. I'm not out to get the police. I'm out to make sure they respect my rights.
I understand that, but you just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and whether he's a cop or he's not a cop, there's cops watching.
Right, all over the place.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who he works for to me, but it's nice to know these things. And he flashed a badge on panel chat to everyone.
I'm going to do the same thing whether the cops watching me or my subscribers are watching me. I'm going to do the same thing. Be respectful until I'm not respected. What's up, Press On?
Hi, Press On, sweetheart. Hugs and love.
Yeah, Peachy. El Jefe, right on, man. I've never been on your chat before.
Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, man, I appreciate it. I've been listening, man. There's a lot of drama, dude. I don't press on the people or auditors. You can, as long as you don't break any laws, you're good in my book. I figure the people can do whatever the hell they want to do, and you may or may not like it, but as long as they break any laws, they've got support as far as the sub goes. I'll even hit the bell most of the time. But, of course, that doesn't mean I can watch every video, But,
right. Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
What's that?
You said everybody's different. We all conduct ourselves differently, and it doesn't make anybody better than the other. As long as we're not out there breaking the law, and
same but different.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's actually the best at exactly what they do. I have a big presser, right? Nobody else really has a big presser, but SJBT does transparency and will be gladly to accountability, and there's auditors and cop watchers and good citizens, and everybody is really good at what they do. Somebody's trying to talk, so I'll let them talk.
No, Cowboy is having a little mic issue in the background. I think you're all good.
Oh, okay, a mic issue. Yeah, I've had a mic issue before. I'm not proud. My mama tried to raise me better, but I still have mic issues sometimes too, Cowboy. So it's all good. But I didn't really want to tie up your stream forever, you know. But when I saw your title about auditors, you know, whenever I hear the word auditor, I always have to start talking about the Constitution and the First Amendment. And the First Amendment gives the right of the people to press, you know, but it doesn't say anything about the word audit. And I'm not saying you can't audit, but you can definitely press. You know, you can press on and stumble forth, legion about, sound off, pursue happiness with your life and your liberty on your property, and exercise your Fourth Amendment right as one of the people not to be in your person. But all these other words, right, like audit and journalist, they're kind of shortchanging yourself if you're using those words, because they don't include movement, right? See, when I say I'm pressing on, it's more than just documenting. It's more than just recording. You know, it's also moving, right? And that gets lost when you use words like audit. You know, but you're welcome to use them. Anybody can use them. You know, but that was my main point.
Press on.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, man? It's Auditron.
Yeah.
What's up,
How are you doing today?
Rad Nation and Cowboy? What up?
How you doing, second son?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just wanted to backtrack a little bit, and this discussion about the word auditor is kind of interesting. I mean, I think it applies directly to us going out there and testing whether or not the First Amendment is real. You know, whether or not we have a constitution that's going to guarantee certain liberties and rights that are guaranteed by nature. You know what I mean? It's more of a restrictive. The constitutions are restrictive on the government, you know, and so this auditor thing is like the people, citizens, like going out there and doing their own intelligence gathering as to whether or not we actually, you know, what the state of emergency actually is, and you know what I mean, as it relates to, you know, these guarantees that we talk about so highly. That's why I think that the word auditor is relevant. Press on.
Well, I'm certainly not saying it's not relevant. It is. It's definitely the word you type in your in your tags if you want to get views, you know. But that said, it's not in the Constitution. And when you say testing, right, the word that pros use is protest, right? Because they're the protesters. And what they do is they symbol. They assemble. They symbol forth. They symbol about. They symbol for a semblance of rights, you know, and those are the words that are in the Constitution. There's so many beautiful words in the Constitution that I don't think it's necessary to come up with new ones, but you're welcome to. Again, I don't hate on people for their choice of words, you know, but the words in the Constitution are the ones that the government agreed to follow. Right, and they didn't agree to. It's not written anywhere that you have a right to audit. Right? I'm not saying you don't.
You're fucking funny as fuck, bro. Anywhere. That shit just made me bust up laughing. Good job. It's not written It's not written anywhere that we have the right to audit. Quote that shit from Press On, everyone. Right. Oh my goodness.
Press on, dude. That's right.
All right. So in other words, the right to protect life and property and all that does not include the right to audit, does it? Apparently.
I didn't say that. See, I even said at the end that I didn't say you don't have a right to audit, but it's not written there. The word they use is to press, right? To press.
mean, to press meaning, I mean, what's your definition of press? This is a good discussion, by the way, as far as what, this topic, this subject matter. I would like to backtrack a little bit to the discussion that happened a few minutes ago where people said, what's the line between harassment and going out there and exercising your First Amendment guarantees and doing some sort of expression? What do you think, Press On? Where does that line begin? What's the line between harassment and a true exercise of freedom? Or when I say freedom, I just mean a true exercise of guarantees. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, first of all, you have to determine whether or not you're exercising a right? And so you have a right to redress your government for your grievances, but that doesn't mean that you have a right to redress the redressers for your grievances, right? So nobody has a right to redress the people. You see, you have a right to redress your servants, your government servants. That's your right. And so what you can do to a government servant is much more.
CCW's in the back. Does anyone want to step back for a second?
Yeah, I'll get out of here for a minute, man.
Hey, I'll step back. Second son, stay in there. Damn it. All right, I'm going to step back.
CCW, what's up?
Okay, something just popped up on my phone with Metro. Okay. Well, here I am. What's up? Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone.
What's up? How you doing?
Hi, CCW.
So,
CCW,
I did cause a lot of grief in this community, but there's a reason for that. And
hey, everybody.
First and foremost, if anybody cares how
CCW.
their individual lives in this community, whether or not they live in a van with their dog or whether or not they live in a house with their whoever they live with or wherever they live. If you care about who someone,
CCW,
how
are you
someone
hitting
lives,
that?
what they do, then you're a troll and a troglodyte.
Hey,
and that answers that right there.
Real quick, I got a question to ask you. Are you tapping, Catilla?
Am I tapping my little sister?
Oh, soccer depends.
CCW.
Let's how about we keep this on point about the community auditing, cop watching, and the disrespectfulness and the irresponsible behavior that's going on in this community countrywide.
Yeah, it needs to stop. What it needs to do, it needs to stop.
Hey, El Jefe.
I mean, granted, I was pretty much putting the community on blast here before a certain individual decided to go sideways on our life. So I had to obviously step aside, and because of that, you people think that you know something. You guys don't. So trust me when I tell you, you guys do not. I put out what I put out. I'm a authorized member of the media out of Los Angeles, out of the same station for over 20 years with the same broadcast station. So that in itself says a lot.
And I respect what you do. I really do. I respect what all the auditors and cop watchers do, but I just don't think we need to fight with each other. It's not going to get us anywhere.
I'm not necessarily fighting with others. Like others have come down here and shown up to fight with me and gone to a specific precinct and yelled out my name and flipping them, and being disrespectful to our employees. How you people insist on following these instigators, provocateurs, irresponsible.
Do you got to get permission from them?
Well, let's put it this way. Considering that pretty much every time I get on my mountain bike or I jump out of the car here in Linda Vista, I get shouted out. You better start doing your community strong before you start traveling around to other towns and cities and municipalities and other people's areas and causing havoc and discontent. And coming down and being disruptive and disrespectful and any other dis word that I can come up as an adjective towards this type of behavior. Okay, and then take what auditing skills that you have gone out and done, and then you edit it to make it seem something else. That again, this stuff, and also showing up to synagogues and religious institutions and standing around and not answering any questions. Okay, this troglodyte behavior has to stop. I don't know what you people think you're doing out here, and you know what? Basically, I love furry.
CCW, I got a question to ask you.
Yep. I don't see the live chat.
CCW, I got a question to ask you.
Yeah, go. Am I not here?
Go ahead,
Jesus
Sergeant.
Christ, he's long-winded.
Go ahead, Sergeant.
CCW, you're sitting here talking about how people should act when they come to your town. Yet the last video I seen of you was acting like an idiot, screaming at old people, yelling out in the street because somebody pointed a camera at your backyard and chasing the cops down the road. Now, what kind of fucking, why are you allowed to do that, but you think other people should control themselves when you stood in the middle of the street and acted
Practice
like a
what you
retard?
preach.
Okay, again, that has nothing to do with auditing and cop watching. That is a specific, no, sir, that's a specific personal nature.
A camera is a First Amendment, is it not?
You live fed it onto YouTube.
One more time. Listen, that has nothing to do with cop watching or First Amendment auditing. Okay, this went to the personal side of someone walking into my property and doxing me illegally and then going to jail for that. Anything past that point that said individuals do is not going to be
prohibited. You took his rights of guns away. You stole his rights. You stole his rights away by calling the cops on him. You squealed.
Okay, dude, then I'm done. We're either going to stay on topic here about First Amendment. Okay, I'm done. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a douchebag here that does not understand reality.
You squealed on a fellow auditor.
Douchebag! He walked in my fucking backyard and put all my shit on the camera. Are you fucking stupid?
You snitch.
Oh, fuck you! Suck a dick! Suck a dick! Fucking idiot!
Don't worry about that right now, Odin. Hey,
see, this is the reason why I didn't want to come on here, because of fucking assholes like this motherfucker right here. You're a fucking dick sucker. Shut the fuck up.
This is what's wrong with the community right here.
Who the fuck are you, asshole? Who the fuck are you, asshole? And shut the fuck up. You have no idea what the fucking reality is. Goodbye.
Odin is acting like a fucking distractor right now, man.
Seriously, I said stay on fucking topic. I said stay on fucking topic.
Well, you don't have to fucking bark orders, CCW, but I'm saying, Odin, you don't have to go, onto some personal shit either. Let's talk about the community.
Oh, second, son, you support a fucking child molester. That's what's wrong with the community.
Who said I support anybody? I'm talking to a crowd of people right now.
You support
I support him? How have I ever supported him? Bring up.
Always
I'm not even going to talk about it. You know what? Fuck you. Hey, how about this?
You support a child molester. Fuck you.
You're fucking ridiculous.
All right, guys.
That's what's wrong.
Yeah, what's wrong is you want to sit here and talk about shit that has nothing to do with this, and I never gave him any money. So fuck you. I talk to people. Are you a child molester, Odin?
Hell no.
Then I'm talking to you. How would I know that you're not one? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Prove it. You fucking retard. I don't need to. This is not what this is about. The problem is that you want to fucking sit here and distract. Welfare, bitch? You don't even know what it means to own your own business. Don't talk to me about welfare, motherfucker.
You guys need to bring personal shit in the back.
Anyways, yeah, exactly. End it. I'm done with this, yo. Odin guy.
Jeff. All I wanted to know was he's an auditor. He's a cop watcher. Yet he live streamed all of that shit out for everybody to see, including everybody that is subscribed to his channel. He was acting like a fucking fool in the middle of the street. And anybody that talks to old people like he talked to those old people, you should all be on his ass about it because it's disgusting. He was auditing old people. Give me a break.
All right, so are you saying that basically it's his kind of conduct that makes auditors look bad? Because I think That's what you're
Absolutely, because
right.
I'm not an auditor. I'm not a cop
Right.
watcher. I'm somebody on the side that watches this shit, and stuff like that really turns the community against you.
True.
The regular people.
Okay,
That-
I need to
that's
step in
great.
here a second, son, real quick. I support El Jefe. I've seen where he's changed a lot. He's listened to the trolls, he's listened to the community, and he's straightened his act up. And I'll say mea culpa about the electric thing there, El Jefe.
I like what Sergeant Shadow just had to say about basically the kind of conduct necessary to make a good reputation for auditors out there. I just want to put that out there. Thank you, Sergeant.
Right, because if somebody watches him first and sees he's acting like that, they're not going to want to watch me because they're thinking I'm going to act the same way.
Lay with dogs, you get fleas.
But we cannot control what other people do.
Lay with dogs, you get fleas.
Right, I hear that, Peachy. We can't control what other people do.
And
But
we can only do our thing and do what's right, that we know how to do it and how we want to present ourselves in the correct manner or in an educational manner. And I'm not going to lay with dogs, Odin, and I appreciate those of you that are exposing the ones that are.
But you talk shit on us every time.
I don't. Well, give me an example.
Oh, Discord's an evil, bad place. All they do is talk shit on people. I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of negative people.
It used to be a bad place.
El Jefe, you've been in my Discord, right?
Right.
How bad is it?
I mean, it's just people talking. That's all it is. That's the same thing that's going on in this stream right here.
Odin,
do we razz
I apologize.
You? Hold on.
All right.
El Jefe, do we razz you?
No.
Do we pick on you time to time?
Yeah, but everybody does. Yeah, you know.
That's human nature. Joke, carry around, have a conversation.
Right. When I first went into Merge Discord, when I first started, I got shit every time I went in there. But now it's different, you know.
My Discord isn't Merb's Discord.
Right.
My Discord isn't Donkey's Discord.
And that's what people.
Your channel isn't CCW's channel.
And that's what people have a problem with. They hear the word Discord and they're automatically assume that all channels are the same.
Okay, Odin, I apologize if I've talked in a negative, shed negative light on your Discord. I apologize. I haven't been there. I just know that the more I put myself out there, the more I am ambushed or made fun of, or somebody's mirrored something and done something. And it's like for me, it's like if I put myself on another platform, then that just gives more ammunition for the trolls. And that's the only reason why I'm not going to Discord, Odin. So I apologize.
Okay, Peachy, I got an example, and she'll probably kill me at the coon ass, and Sarge already knows who I'm talking about. Do you know one of the best mods in YouTube was getting death threats from auditors? Death threats.
I would not be surprised.
People giving death threats to females?
Absolutely not.
I don't support death threats to anybody.
Absolutely not.
No, I'll stand behind that girl through hell if I have to.
That's
she
horrible,
showed me
Odin.
the greatest respect she could.
Yeah.
I'll stand beside the El Jefe. I'll stand beside Sarge. I've seen this movement at its highest peak. Now I'm seeing it in its dirt. We're in a grave.
Fuck no. I disagree 100%. We're not in a grave. No, hell no.
We're in a grave.
Your analysis is incorrect. It's incorrect.
Yeah,
we're in a grave.
I agree with you, Auditron.
Yeah,
we're in a grave.
It's not dead, but it's getting bad.
Getting close.
I don't think it'll ever die.
I want to give Odin some credit. I think that support for people that are criminals is probably going to be looked at in a negative way by onlookers, but there also comes a point when, let's say someone and then, by the way, I'm not going to bat for any criminals here. I'm just saying, we have to like permit people to make amends in their lives, and whether it be through legislative and punishment stuff
Can we cut this
and
down
stuff like
real
that.
short?
Am I too loud for you right now, or should I?
No,
What
you're
should I do?
going on a paragraph, and oh god, I hate paragraphs.
Oh, actually, you know what? If they don't give me a minute to speak, I don't think I'm long-winded. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
would you
I know.
mind giving me a full minute to speak?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
let him talk.
Appreciate that, but I do apologize for saying fuck you to you. I don't know who you are. I didn't
free
like what you
speech.
said, though. I didn't. It's not free speech, bro.
speech.
Those are fighting words. It's
How
not
is it
free
wait,
speech.
You didn't piss
Because
me off. How is it
anyways,
fuck
let's
you
let's
speech?
let's get back to the whole thing. Look, I respect your position, okay? However, I think we have to give a little bit of credit. I don't have all the knowledge regarding this mouse situation. I don't need to see a bunch of documentation. I just don't have firsthand knowledge. So it's pointless for me to sit here and believe someone like you coming across saying stuff like that. I shouldn't support someone that's so adamant about supporting the auditing and cop watchers. All of a sudden I'm just going to believe Odin, right, because of this past story about a person. That just doesn't compute for me. But I do want to say this, that we should probably give some credit to your position there, but also some credit to the position of someone that's a felon that wants to do some good for the community and that becomes an activist and joins the auditing or cop watching is what I'm saying, guys. You see what I mean? Now, Odin, I yield the mic. Come on, get me. Get at me.
Okay. Can you mute your mic so I can tell?
Get at me. Yeah.
Okay. I believe small felonies like drug possession, shit like that, yes, they could audit. Child molesters, rapists should not audit.
That's a good opinion.
Okay, do they have the free speech? Yes. I support their free speech.
You have no choice. You have no choice but to support it, because that's what the law allows.
No, you're not understanding. I support them to have free speech. Should they go around schools? Should they go around women with a camera and harass them or harass kids? No.
Stop. What? Harass? What? Now we're getting all convoluted,
okay,
bro.
Okay, I'll explain it down for you simpler.
Okay.
Let's say you got a rapist, okay? A violent rapist. He goes up to Peachy, just for example, Peachy, and shoves a camera under her skirt and says, "No expectation of privacy in a public place." That's just re-victimizing
my
her.
shirt.
But that's how is that auditing, though?
Skirt.
How is that auditing?
It's auditing in a public place, is it not?
Yeah, but
Fuck no! Oh my God, Odin is confused about what we're doing, people. All right, I'm muting my mic. Yes, you are. I'm out of here, yo. I'm gonna mute my mic. You go ahead. I'll be right here.
That was kind of a silly analogy, but I mean, if he
Should
wants
you
to
allow a
film,
rapist to do that?
well, first of all, I wouldn't know. First of all, I mean, you weren't very detailed about what he was filming with my skirt. Is he just filming
up your skirt? Your skirt.
Yeah, well, that's a crime.
It is?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's definitely not auditing, Odin.
Yeah.
So don't try to confuse the shit.
I'm not saying it's auditing. I said it's sample.
That's a crime. That's a crime.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think it's okay to audit a fucking school?
No.
I would never audit
Or a church.
Or a hospital.
Or a hospital. Or a veterans hospital.
See, this is where you get into the point where I have never seen a positive story about an auditor on the news, but everybody has seen negative stories about many auditors on the news, and especially auditing, like he said, veterans hospitals where 90% of those people have mental problems, and you're sticking cameras in their face.
Are they auditing the hospital, or are they auditing the security guards or the public officials at the hospital?
But when you're inside the hospital and you're auditing and you're getting people and they're telling you to not film them, and then Johnny 5-0 follows them and films them the whole way through, making the guy uncomfortable. There's a big problem with that, and you're not going to have people like me on your side when I'm a veteran and That's some bullshit when I see stuff like that.
Well, then don't watch him and don't support him. I think that
But it makes the news is what I'm trying to say is, and the rest of the civilians see, look at this asshole. He's messing with this old man who's just at the hospital trying to get help. That's what's being put out there by auditors like that. And that's what's giving Yuns a negative light on for everybody. Ian McGuire has done more damage to your community than Yuns even believe or even know of.
He took a cat and smashed it against a tree.
I don't even put my camera in the receptionist face when I go into police station, just because I know they're public officials, but I just don't do it because I think that's disrespectful.
LJFA?
Yeah.
I got a question to ask you. Who should we respect the most in this community? Who fought and died to protect our way of life? Who fought and died and bled on foreign soils so we can have the word
veterans.
Fuck you?
Soldiers, yeah.
Veterans.
People are going in their hospital and spitting on them?
No, I don't agree with that.
That's where I lost respect for Johnny 5-0. Don't spit on my fellow or my.
Yeah.
So
I have to agree with Odin right there. You shouldn't spit on anybody.
Right.
And it's a figure of speech, second son.
We wouldn't be able to do
okay.
now if it wasn't for our veterans.
So now you're saying filming in public is like spitting?
No. Wait a minute. You're missing the whole thing. With the video with Johnny 5-0 and Bell for Freedom or whatever her name is, they were inside the Veterans Hospital. And one guy asked him, please don't film me. And he was a patient there. And Johnny 5-0 put that camera in that old man's face and followed him the whole way around that damn place. That's very disrespectful. They should
mocked him.
Yeah, VA hospitals should be off whether you
I got you.
want the security or not. It's just there's something that not be tough.
Hey,
I like
Odin, can I say something?
Good point.
Go ahead, Peachy.
Have you seen him audit any more veterans hospitals?
He's planning on it.
Okay. Well, I think that
I'm Peachy. I'm sorry, I will not watch him because I do not agree with him auditing.
Yeah, there you
veterans.
go.
But at what point, Odin, do feelings interfere with my right to document what's going on out there?
Stop killing veterans.
Feelings. I'm talking about feelings.
When does your right stop killing veterans?
We're feelings. We're talking about. Odin, can we please focus for a second on the feelings thing you mentioned a second ago?
I don't want to deal with feelings. I'm not a feeling person.
Well, that's what you were just talking about. You basically just said that because someone feels like they're in a veterans hospital and it's not. How is it wrong? What if the story requires it? What if the story requires being filmed? What if the story requires it? Okay, that's Odin is exercising his right to his opinion, and I value that. Thank you for your opinion, Odin.
Audition.
Peachy, hi. How you doing?
Hi, honey. I'm doing.
What's up?
I'm doing well.
Good to hear your voice. You got a beautiful voice.
Oh well.
Not sure about your face. I haven't seen it too much, but it's all good.
Well.
I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Nevertheless, thank you. Okay, so the VA hospital, they are not treating veterans like they should be treated. The veterans are not getting the care that they need.
That's not what he was there for.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. The veterans hospitals all around the United States.
In other words, Johnny, I think Peachy, what you're saying is that yeah, maybe he was overexcited with his camera usage. Maybe he could have used a little bit more temper, but that doesn't mean the story's not valuable. That he shouldn't go in there. I love it, Peachy. Good shit.
Exactly.
Okay. Since you brought up the whole United States, Peachy, I'll prove you to be a liar. Okay. My dad is a Marine. He goes to the VA every time he needs it. He gets anything he wants and needs. His doctors love him. He loves his doctors. So you're telling me his doctors are mistreating him?
I tried never to say all or never or always. My apologies if I did that. Of course not. We're not going to take that across the board with 100% of the people that walk in there. I am stating from my experience with talking to veterans about how they are treated or not treated, what kind of surgeries and what they apply for or not apply for or get money for. I'm speaking for the experience that I've heard from other veterans and some research I've done on VA hospitals. So that's not across the board, Odin. Of course not. No. And I'm super happy that your father is getting the help that he needs from the Veterans Hospital. And I don't mean to throw every Veterans Hospital under the bus. Absolutely not. There are some great hospitals, veterans hospitals, great doctors and nurses and people that work there. Yes, always.
Okay. Well,
There's
did you
always
realize-
good.
wait a
There's
minute.
always good and bad people. I'm just
Sorry.
talking about maybe Johnny 5-0 going in
Well,
to exposing some of the corruption that's going on in these
No,
hospitals.
and I totally disagree with you. It's bullshit because Trump passed a bill that went into effect January 2019 that if you had to wait more than 10 days to be seen at a veterans hospital, you have the right to go to any doctor and they cannot refuse you. So your whole logic about why Johnny 5-0 and Bell for Freedom did that
But
is totally bullshit.
Trump
It was
2020.
not
point of
there.
interest.
They was
Point of
not there.
Here's a point of interest, Odin, that you can't even prove what Johnny 5-0's purpose was.
That's right.
Prove purpose.
His
Do it.
purpose, it was shown in
Intent.
his actions.
Yeah, he can't do it.
His intent was shown in his actions.
I don't know.
It was
I have
shown.
to see the video.
Well, if
It was
he was
shown.
if he was there to prove the inability of the veterans hospital, why did he stick his camera in a veteran's face and follow him around?
And
Well,
mocked him.
Since he is not here, I think we need to move on from the subject.
kind of
Since
weird,
he's
yeah.
not here. Yeah.
But with respect to what Odin is saying, I think honestly, Odin, you know, you have, it sounds like you have an intention that's going to be beneficial for everyone. You want to do some, say some things, make some moves or whatever that's going to be beneficial for everyone. So with that in mind, I hope we can find a nice middle ground where you can appreciate what auditors are doing without having to get.
When
you know
did
what I mean?
ever say I was anti-auditor?
I never said that. I didn't say you were anti-audit. I said I hope that you can get to a point to where you appreciate even going in to these uncomfortable places and still auditing. You know what I mean?
I respect good auditors. Nasty Nathaniel, 5150, Pink Camera Magic, Southside Slacker.
Colorado Donkey Watch is a good auditor.
He's okay. He's an ass, but yeah, he's a good guy.
I like watching him get planted in the face by females.
El Jaffe. Catilla sometimes.
I could tell.
She needs to learn. She needs to learn Adelaide v. Florida.
I appreciate
Adelaide v.
Catilla's
Florida.
work.
Adelaide v. Florida. You got to read that law.
Catilla, I appreciate your work, honey.
Thanks, Peachy. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just thought
Catilla.
I'd jump in real quick.
Catilla, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you do me a big favor? Look up Adelaide v. Florida. It's a law that covers all 50 states.
Let's let Catilla talk now.
No, guys, I just thank you. By the way,
I'm just trying to protect you. That's all.
No, I appreciate that. Who's talking? I'm sorry. Is that Odin?
That was Odin. Yeah.
Hey, Odin. No, if you could, anytime you have some sort of case law, please send it to my email, which is contact KTHFF for Catilla, the Hun Freedom Fighter. So contact KTHFF@gmail.com. Please send me, because I save that stuff because I like to research it. But if you just tell me verbally, I'm going to forget it. So
you got Desert Sentinel, right?
I'm sorry.
You got Desert Sentinel's email.
I know of his channel, but I don't think I have his email specifically saved. No.
Okay,
Why?
You might have it. He would have it. Fast.
Yeah,
Not a
of
good
course.
auditor.
I got arrested with Fast on June 14th of this year. So
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I know Fast. In fact,
Yeah.
he texted me, and I have to get back to him, and as well as Tug Police and his wife.
He's a great auditor.
Who, Fast?
Yeah, I support him.
yeah.
I supported him back before he had 1,000 subs.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. I've gotten to know Sean quite well. I was down in Tucson for 2 months, and I graciously enough talked Police Suck and his beautiful, lovely wife of 33 years, I believe, Cindy. They had me at their house, and they're wonderful people, and I miss those guys.
Have you ever tried to write your congressman about, say, get the Second Amendment right back out in California?
No, listen, in my years of research and going down many, many rabbit holes, I've learned that all this political shit is just that. It's shit. It's not even, a lot of people are still caught up in what we call the left-right paradigm. It's all bullshit, guys. I mean, yeah, on a local level, sure. But listen, let's look at the proofs in the pudding. I mean, all these efforts that are made, which I applaud because they do make some sort of difference, but all these efforts that are made to legislate are they mostly fall on deaf ears because these people are paid off, right? So I'm sorry. I mean, especially here in California, they're.
You got evidence they're paid off?
Well, come on. I
don't want to use imagination. Give me factual evidence.
No, it's not imagination. It's common sense. Pay attention. If you pay attention, you will see for yourself. You don't need me to supply you with, 50 links to articles and whatnot, because that's all bullshit too.
Biased articles, okay.
Or whatever it may be, any kind of media, right? Because the point of it is that let's look at the proof is in the pudding, which is, I'm just speaking for California right now. That's because of where I am, right? That is, look at the laws here are so outrageous, so unbelievable. There's a reason why we call it California. My mom and dad escaped communism in their late 20s. They barely made it out, and they got to America just by, thank God. No. So look, guys, look at the laws in your own state. Now, some states like Oklahoma, I applaud them with the open carry and whatnot.
Pennsylvania, we got open carry.
There you go. I mean, there are many states.
We don't even need a license thing.
I'm sorry, what again? Say again?
A pistol permit. We don't even need that like Texas.
Right. No, see, in my thinking, everybody, all 50 states should have open carry. The Second Amendment is my CCW. I'm talking about the concealed weapon permit. I don't need a freaking piece of paper or some card or some legislator to tell me because I happen to reside in a particular state that is unfortunately has been ruined by libtards. Yes. California is
action of some of your people that carry guns to certain places that knew the law before they did it. Fuck it up too. You got to look at both sides, Kella.
No, I do, and I do. But the point is, as we stand today, living in California, we are extremely, extremely oppressed, just like they are in New York City, just like they are in other places. And by the way, we can't deny. Speaking of Second Amendment, we can't deny the fact that Chicago in this entire country is the number one, strong gun laws, anti-gun laws. They have the most gun violence. Hello, put 2 and 2 together, guys. I mean, it's not rocket science, people.
Criminals will get guns no matter what.
Correct. So the law-abiding citizens like us, who have every right, according to the Second Amendment, to carry
over her.
We should be allowed to do that without all this bullshit. I'm fed up with it. I grew up here. This is my home state, but I can't stand the libtards. I can't stand the Nancy Pelosi's and the Dianne Feinsteins and all these.
The Democrats, the Republicans.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Hey, Catilla, real quick. The Reconstruction Act of 1867. It's Auditron here. The Reconstruction Act of 1867, which causes all those states to reform their, constitution, to reconstruct it, to be in harmony with the federal one, is kind of where you're going with your argument there. That's where I hear.
Yep. No, I know. Well, I call you second son because that's what I'm used to. If you don't mind.
Yeah. Congress has it. Yeah. What?
Are you still up in San Francisco?
That territory, of course.
Okay, nice. That's my hometown. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, so I
Right.
grew up in Marin County.
Attila, do you check your Twitter?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Twitter? Oh gosh, no. I haven't even touched Twitter in probably 3-4 years.
Oh,
I only do YouTube now. I don't have, but I can't. I don't
you
know how.
have
I don't know
other
how
things.
people can
You
stay
have
on.
other
Stay on top
things.
of this.
You have other things.
No, I have no interest anymore in YouTube. I've hated Facebook since day one. It's evil. It's another CIA-backed government psyop. No, it is. No, it is. It is. Anybody who doesn't know their homework, hasn't done their homework, and doesn't know the truth, well, that's on you.
They
Are you reading just one side, or are you reading both sides?
Oh no, I'm very fair. I look at both sides all the time. Hang on one second. I'm being
Summons.
okay. Well, sorry. CCW.
We didn't mean to attack you, CCW. We're just trying to talk, and shit happened. That's all. We didn't mean to attack
No, it's all good. He's here. He's trying to give me hand signals and stuff. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He just said basically to get back on point as to what you guys were allegedly attacking him for. Look, I'm not here to take up for anybody. He has his own. He can speak for himself, and he did. You know, unfortunately there's just too much trolling and bashing and hating going on, and this is like indiscriminate hating.
That's why I'm trying to bring things together. Like, we need to talk about this. We need to get over it. We need to move on.
Catilla, do you know Boomer?
I know of her. Yes, of course. I like her. I like Boomer.
Do you know she had phone calls that came to her phone with death threats from auditors?
No, I did not know of that.
That's wrong, is it not?
Well, is that really true though? Did she confirm?
I believe it.
No, I'm not saying she's not being truthful. I'm saying, did she confirm that? Because there's a lot of, you guys, we have to
show us some screenshots.
We have to sift through the bullshit now, because there's been a ton of lies said about me, and I sit there and watch people's live streams, mostly lurking, and I see all the comments that are the lies that are said about me alone, let alone CCW, let alone, so
everybody, yeah.
Everybody gets lied on. Look at me, for example. I get lied on all the damn time.
That's why you can't believe everything you hear. You have to have proof.
But I believe her.
Well, and you know what? I wouldn't put it. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know, hon.
And
I like Boomer.
If it is true, I'd like to see who it is, because that's not right. I'd call him out.
I agree, but that's on Boomer. If she is in fact receiving these threats, then she needs to provide the evidence. It's that simple.
But you won't supply the evidence for what you're standing on.
Sorry, CCW keeps talking. I can't hear you guys. Would you hush, please?
Well, no, I was just finishing your sentence.
Hold on, guys.
You were going to say, I wouldn't put it past some auditors.
Oh,
and then you said, but we got to find out about it.
I know. Look, guys, there's a lot. We have to cut the fat, so to speak, from all this bullshit. Bottom line is, things are black and white. Either provide the evidence, and if you don't have it, you don't have it. I mean, it's just kind of that simple. And I'm not saying she's not telling the truth. I like Boomer. I've no issue with her, and that is true. And I can't imagine why anybody would threaten Boomer. She's just a sweetheart.
Right.
So I don't know. I can't speak to that. I haven't even. In fact, I mentioned to CCW a few days ago. I said, "Gosh, I haven't seen quite a few people around lately. One of them being Boomer." I actually said her name. I said, "Where's Boomer been? Is she okay?" Anyway. So I don't know. I'm kind of out of the loop, I guess you could say.
Okay, Catilla, do you know half the trolls were once auditors themselves?
No.
Half the trolls.
Well, I have no way of knowing
auditors.
that, because you know why? Because a lot of people, tons of people out there have what they call sock accounts, and they use them to troll. And I know that for a fact. I was actually told, in confidence by let's just say high profile, if you will, or well-known auditors, that they.
By the way, we do know they're in Discord. We do know.
Okay, well, see, I refuse to get on Discord. I know Odin has been trying to get me on there, and he's been
going there.
calling me.
Okay, Joshua. We'll go with Joshua Abrams. Do you know he tried to? I'm going to say the word alleged. Okay, so I ain't getting liable and slander. He allegedly tried to rape his girlfriend.
What, the tow truck chick?
Yeah, hot tow truck.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to all the bullshit.
I've seen the documents on it, but
okay.
yet you're not wanting to see the documents on it.
No, it's not that I don't want to. I have better things to do than spend my time looking at shit like that. How is that going to impact my life or improve my life by
You lay with
educating
dogs, you
people?
get
No.
fleas. You lay with dogs, you get fleas. You try to judge a police as all one, right? Why can't you judge a community all as one?
No, I
No,
don't judge the police all as one.
I don't
I'm
either.
not
I
talking
never
to you,
have.
Peachy.
I don't judge anyone all as one because you know why? People are multifaceted. There are many nuances to people. There are many layers to people. It's not see, this is the part of the problem here is that too many people are nowadays are judging people as it's either black or white. It's either this or that. No, it's not. That's not how real life works, guys. Okay? Like it or hate it, it's the truth.
We're all you can't judge one person by the other person's actions.
Exactly. And I've been, by the way, now that you brought that up, and LFA, great panel, by the way. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. If I failed to say hello. You know, right? Sorry. I keep getting distracted. CCW is talking to me. Stop.
Just tell
I
them to
lost my
shut
train of
up.
thought. What was I going to say now? Gosh darn it.
Oh, no. Just tell them to shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, but he won't listen to me. Are you kidding? I completely lost my train of thought, what I was about to say. What was the last thing?
Go over Neum and the werewolves.
You were talking about Josh Abrams and whether or not he was, and Hot Tow Truck Girl. Remember that? You spoke about that for a second. Mm-hmm.
CCW, he keeps talking to me. I keep telling him to hush, and he's standing here, he's like yapping in my ear, and he's totally throwing me off. He does this, by the way, when we're out cop watching and stuff. He throws me off. Anyway, go ahead.
Catilla, can I ask you a question? An honest question.
Of course.
I used to watch CCW all the time. I had a lot of respect for what he did. And when he took that camera, his phone, and he used it against your neighbors, the elderly couple, and he did it online, live, I lost a lot of respect for him after that. And that's where some of us become disheartened with the community.
Yep.
Because we're not cop watching. We're using it as a weapon to get what we want. And I mean, is that, in your opinion, is that how this community has to go? That every time we don't get our way, we use the camera as a weapon?
Well, first of all, and actually, thank you. This actually brings me back to what I had just forgotten what I was going to say. Don't judge me because I've been judged the last couple of months heavily, and not that I care about the numbers because I'm not monetized, but I have lost subs over this, many subs, because people automatically conflate me because I'm here with CCW. I don't speak for him. His actions are not my actions. His thoughts are not my thoughts. Please judge us completely as two separate entities. And unfortunately, it's the sheeple mentality. It's the hive mentality. Now,
okay, the hive mentality with your supporters too. Your sheeple.
I'm sorry?
Your supporter, your sheeple, your people.
No, I'm not talking about I'm talking in general.
No, in general, all.
Don't put words in my mouth there, buddy.
Not just, the trolls.
Catilla, I separate you, and I understand.
You're a totally different person.
Happy. I mean, everybody has their own way. All I'm asking is, how come, in your opinion, we're starting to use our phones as weapons to get our way? And if we don't get our way, then we go on these hour rants where we're yelling and screaming at people. Just from your opinion, I don't care what CW says about it. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I kind of feel like the camera, as long as it's the same principle, to answer your question, the same principle that applies to what auditors and cop watchers do. Hey, as long as I'm out in public, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, to me, this whole camera as a weapon thing is bullshit. Okay. A camera is a camera. It's been around for how long now? Over 100 some years. Suddenly it's become a weapon because you know why? Because the snowflakes out there have weaponized a person standing in a public spot, speaking their voice or recording whatever it may be, cop watch or going into a government building. that's suddenly become weaponized. Why is that? So, no,
I tell
I don't speak for CCW. You know, he rants and raves like a banshee sometimes, and I don't like it personally. He knows that.
Point of interest about the camera, that they're in the constitutional law, and I know, Odin, you hate this, but unfortunately there is no strong protection for private people when it comes to the Constitution, and using the camera as a weapon would imply that basically someone was a public figure, and a private person not in their public office is not a public figure. Someone who has not injected themselves into any type of public controversy is not a public figure. So it's not necessarily a crime. I think you need to recheck your logic on with your analysis, you know.
No, my analysis goes to when you're calling elderly people retarded and stuff and calling them idiots.
Guess what?
Go ahead.
They're 70. They're almost 80 years old. I'm sure they've heard worse in their lifetime. First of all, second of all, I'm a big thank you. Just plugged in. My battery was about to die, guys. So CCW plugged it in. Thanks. No, listen. I have a real fucking problem with the word police. Okay, the word police. Oh, you hurt my feels. Oh, you know what? Fuck you. Too fucking bad. Bye bye, loser. Sorry. That's just the way it is. We've always been. I grew up being called every fucking name in the book. I'm still called every name in the book today. And do you think I shed a fucking tear? Hell to the no. You know why? Because I have thick skin. I don't care. I have a spine. I have a backbone. You can chuckle all you want.
Catilla,
words are nothing.
Hold on.
Words are nothing.
Didn't you yell at me for being mean the one time?
I don't care. Be mean. I can handle it. Trust me.
You yelled at me like, "Why are you so hateful? Why are you so mean?"
Sorry, I yelled at you. Was I being mean? Jeez Louise, guys. It's words. Words.
I know it's words.
Odin, have you ever done a bar review on constitutional law?
Second, son, we ain't going down that rabbit hole with you.
Oh, we are. Everyone here is about it, except you.
What? Yeah, I'm here. I'm all about it.
I ain't going down the rabbit hole of your soft shit bullcrap.
No.
Oh, but oh my God! Do not make me fucking laugh.
By the way, yeah, good job there, second son. Way to deflect, buddy, because he called you out, and you're like, oh, I'm not going there. Why not? We all have to go down rabbit holes if we want the truth.
I ain't going down that rabbit hole.
Go down that rabbit hole.
I ain't chasing after goalposts.
We're here. Go down that rabbit hole.
I ain't chasing after goalposts.
Okay.
You move it here,
Funny.
you move it here, then you move it there, then you move it over with what? I ain't gonna chase after
No, actually, that's what groundhog.
We're already done this.
Actually, groundhogs. Check it out. Rabbits only have one hole that they usually come out of. Groundhogs have more than one hole. So, are you talking about the same species here, Odin?
Here goes the goalpost moving.
Exactly. Anyways, I don't think Odin's even capable of having a constitutional, constructive conversation about whether or not the Constitution is valid or not. How is this a straw man argument?
It's valid.
What? You guys listen to this guy. Listen to Odin. He's spouting some rhetoric that is just from like 10 years ago in the Patriot mythology community. I can't believe it. Well, you know what you're doing is deflecting again. I'm asking you, have you ever studied the bar for constitutional law? If you haven't done it, one area of concern. Hey, El Jefe, would you mind muting him for just a quick second, and just so I can get my statement in?
Why would he need to mute me? Go ahead.
So that way I can talk.
Talk.
Yeah. All right. Please give me that latitude. Thank you.
Come on.
The bottom line is, if you don't know, people do not have any strong expectation of privacy. Okay, not in the public. They're not. If you're not public officials, there's really no strong protection against, for privacy. So your argument might be valid on a moral platform or some sort of ethical platform, but when it comes to the black letter of the law and constitutional law, we do have certain guarantees and protections. So I think
Okay, can I
made
agree
my
with
point.
You now? Can I agree with you now?
Yeah.
Can I agree with you now?
You can disagree with me if you wish.
Can I agree?
You can
with
agree
you
to disagree, whatever you wish.
Can I agree with you now? Can we get out of this rabbit hole?
Well, okay.
All right. Once
I
again,
knew where you were going.
thank you for answering my question. Second son, keep it up, brother. You are excellent. Love you, man. Bye.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, second son. I think you're very knowledgeable.
I'm still learning, man, all the time.
No, look, I'm not saying, look, I pride myself on the fact that, I'm a student of life every day. Like every day I try to, before I go to bed, I like to reflect on my day and go, well, what have I learned today? Like we're always evolving and learning. And so anyway, but what I've seen of you, second son, I think you're very knowledgeable and I respect that.
Hey, Sergeant Shadow.
He is very smart.
Yeah.
By the way, El Jefe, just so you know, not for nothing. This is my very first ever live panel.
Awesome.
No, it's no big deal. I'm just saying, I've been asked to come on other people's, channels and stuff, and I never have. I'm not really about this. Like, it's not my thing, but I don't know. I've something compelled me today to do it. So
I appreciate you coming on. It's awesome.
But Kat, do you see our side that we'll say the auditors or the auditing the
Stop
auditors,
with the sides.
or not sides. Let's say the people that are supporters, but you have to go in the background and check on, say, El Jefe and see his past. I'm just using you for example.
I don't know.
And then came back to the door like, yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't think that our pasts have anything to do with what we're actually doing on a day-to-day basis in terms of.
Why
So
wouldn't
if someone's an auditor, a First Amendment auditor / cop watcher, and by the way, I will put this out there because I am so tired, and I'm going to get backlash for this because people dig their heels in on this one. I don't get why, but in my opinion, if you're an First Amendment auditor or a cop watcher, it's the same goal, right?
That's
people
right.
People are like, I'm not an auditor, I'm a cop watcher, or vice versa. I'm a cop watcher, not an auditor. It's like big fucking deal. I do both because I think both are equally as important. Now,
I believe cop watchers are better.
Well, again, that's up to
you can protect both
However,
sides
we have the same goal. We're protecting
cops
and fighting for our rights. And listen, I am not going to. Please don't take this as a pat on my back. Oh, I'm so great. No. I will tell you this for a fact. I know for a fact that there are multiple cop watches that I just meet, and there's many out there I know that do awesome work. That we've prevented people from being arrested, taken into jail, booked, property stolen, Fourth Amendment rights violated, Fifth Amendment rights violated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We are making a difference. It might be very tiny, incremental here and there. It's, change takes time, right? But we make a difference. And so these people
this
are like,
movement's so small, people ain't even noticing it.
But I'm noticing
it's a boil on the United States ass is what it basically is.
It's change is happening little by little. I can't tell you.
Not really.
Just the last few weeks alone, CC Dub and I have had conversations where we're like, wow, these cops now, not only do they know who we are, but they walk up and shake our hands. They say, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? And then we have, good discourse with each other. We open the dialogue. We're slowly but surely bridging the gap.
Agreed.
That's what we're trying to do in the first fucking place. But unfortunately, this movement, quote unquote, has been hijacked by quite a few now who are out there to wreak havoc and poke the bear and, just for ratings, clicks, whatever, and that sucks because that's not why I got into this. So.
Okay, Catilla, do you support Patrick when he harassed the homeless?
I haven't actually seen that video. I've heard about it because people keep talking about it. So when you say harass,
do you want to see it?
Sure, of course.
I'll email it to you. Can you email me?
Yeah. Now, when you say harass, I'm speaking on the premise that I have yet to see it. However, if anyone harasses the homeless, that's wrong.
It's on my channel too, Catilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I totally disagree with what he did, Odin.
And it was harassing. He could have.
Well, that's sad. If that's true,
that's a totally different way.
Everything
Okay.
Patrick does is horrendous.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And my point is that that's not auditing right there. So don't even compare that shit to auditing. Yeah.
No, that's harassment. I said harassment. I used the correct word for it.
Okay, well, I'm actually, my blood boils every time I see police. Again, we just had this conversation last night talking about how here in San Diego, the police go out between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. purposely, and which breaks my heart and makes my blood boil at the exact same time. They go out and they wake them up and say, get the hell out, pack your shit and get out. And then you can come back in a few hours. What's the point? I mean, that is true harassment. And I actually, I go out there and I sit, guys, I'm an insomniac. And I go out there, believe it or not, I'm by myself at 2, 3 in the morning by myself. And I encounter homeless people. I sit down and talk to them for like an hour and just talk to them.
Can I give you an ideal? Can I give you an ideal?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Why can't you buy like a warehouse, okay? Put housing in there for the homeless, help them find a job, give them food, they pay rent, that goes back into that little community there, and you just keep recycling that back in, help them get jobs, help them get off the street. Wouldn't that be a better way to helping the homeless?
A lot of them don't want to be off the street.
Correct, PG. You nailed it, girl. PG. Nope, she's right. Peachy's right. That's what I was just about to say, is I've actually had many, many intimate conversations with many homeless people. I can't tell you how many, dozens and dozens. And
if they don't want off the street, they can live with they can live there.
They don't want help. They want to be homeless. They want to be left alone. You know, and unfortunately
they can live there and be left alone then.
Okay, but unfortunately here's the problem with homelessness is they have to have a place to go to the bathroom, to clean up, to eat and drink and whatever, just as we all do as human beings, right? Well, they often don't have anywhere to go. They get chased out of everywhere, especially in SoCal.
Buy a warehouse.
It's that simple. Are you going to send me the money to buy a warehouse?
Fucking New York.
Well,
do a donation.
It's so simple. Snap, snap. Oh, I have a warehouse now.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about zoning.
Do a donation for it.
Yeah, usually warehouse is not zoned for residential.
I'm just putting ideals out there. I'm not saying this is possible. I'm just giving ideals.
No, that sounds like a great idea, but it's in theory, but in practical application, it just doesn't work like that. Especially here in California, where this state alone has more than I believe any other state. As far as you have to get permits and licenses for you can't even sell fucking lemonade from a lemonade stand as a 9-year-old kid anymore, like we used to when we were growing up, without a permit. I mean, are you shitting me? You think buying a warehouse and setting it up for the homeless is just that simple? Really? Let's be realistic here, guys.
Is it possible? Yes, you could do it. Is it feasible? No.
Oh, geez.
Well, a lot of the homeless, they don't want the responsibility of bills or a job or taxes. That's why they're living on the streets. I've talked to a lot of homeless people in Atlanta, and they straight up tell me they don't want that responsibility. They like the freedom of the streets.
I'm just putting an idea out there.
No, I mean, it's a great idea there, Odin, but it doesn't work like that. That's not the reality.
Why can't it?
Well, because this is not a utopian society, unfortunately. I wish it were, but it's not.
How many subs you got? Why can't they do a petition?
You know why? Because people I've tried that shit, not myself, but I mean, I've gone to other people's petitions and they're all gung-ho and I support it, but the masses, unfortunately, they're just too caught up in their own day-to-day lives. Everyone's got, family, children, jobs, blah, 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 financial obligations. It sounds all great and kumbaya and it's wonderful. Yes, I'm with you. I agree. That would be great if we could do that, but that's not the reality. And then you have to face the government, the permits, the licenses, all of the applications, all that process. It's not that simple. I wish it were. Because if I could, I would scoop up every homeless person and help and feed them and clothe them and keep them warm and dry. every night.
A lot of homeless is due to drug addiction and mental health too. I mean,
True.
they have no control over that. You know?
Yep.
You can
Very
even
true.
help them get that.
Say that again.
You can even
Again,
help them get
CCW is
that.
distracting me.
Oh, you're
Stop
good.
it.
Well, what about the going out and recording the homeless people, right? And even if the homeless person says, "Hey, this feels like harassment," but you're out there just capturing how the level of government corruption that has allowed these people to, you know what I mean, to make the choice in their life to get to, leave it all behind, basically, and that's, if you guys don't know, I've been spending my time outside too. I'm pretty sure most of you know me and follow my
I'm
story.
aware of that. I'm aware of that, Second Son. I'm aware, and I think it was Rick Crude actually who, my boyfriend, who actually months ago shouted you out and said, you know what? At least Second Son, at least he goes out there and washes windows and does what he has to do, and I applaud you for that. But what am I'm being distracted. Sorry.
Well, the idea was, thank you, and we were talking basically about. I'm just saying that there's homeless people that actually are out there, and we're not trying to address issues of statutory legislation and be like, oh, I need to challenge this or that. We just want to live free. You know what I'm saying, from the type of binds and restraints and things that are ordinary. But there are the issues of drug addiction and mental disability and things of that also exist, and you find them a lot of times in the big cities and in the smaller cities. But then I think there will be a gravity thing going on where there's going to be more and more people end up homeless that don't have mental problems, that don't have drug addiction, right? All because of the onslaught of legislation coming out of the states and local municipalities. I mean, that if this issue of whether or not home rule cities and states have the authority to actually trump our constitutional rights and all that stuff, I apologize, I'm ranting. But yeah, to backtrack a little bit, homeless people there's all types of different people that are on the streets. I think that was my main point.
Yeah, that's why I actually make a point to go out in the wee hours of the night and go talk to homeless people randomly. Just go, hey, what's your story? Do you mind talking to me? And and it's like it's a plethora, like you said, Second Son. It's a plethora of. They all have their own story. Some choose to. They say I'm perfectly happy. Just leave me alone. Some are, like you said, with drug addiction and mental health issues and whatnot. But I don't know. It's a complex issue. That's the thing. It's not a black and white. We can all fix it, overnight. It's a very complex issue.
Can we let Archer talk?
Oh, go. Of course. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't.
I'd love to let Archer talk after one quick thing. Archer, do you mind if I just quickly get this in here? We need to focus on. Check this out, Archer. DA, baby. What's up? Check it out. The guys that are out here on the street doing the auditing, that are going around and you can tell that they're harassing the homeless people. They're trying to audit. They're calling it audits. Obviously, that's a different class of person that's out there with their camera. They're not doing the same thing. I mean, that's a special class, and it needs to be treated specially. And so that's all there is. I think that we should go out and record if we feel like the need to record the homeless, record what's going on. If they agree to be filmed and stuff, then there's nothing wrong with going around and filming the homeless and stuff. But yeah, when you take it to the extreme, like some auditors have done, then that could become an issue for sure, as far as reputation is concerned, and legally as well. But that's all I have to say.
I want to say something after Archer about patting cakes in that situation when he's done, because it's been I've said it before, but it's on my heart to say it again. But
no, go ahead. I honestly didn't have anything to say right this very second.
No, I want to say one thing about News Now, Patrick, and that night. I was in that live stream that night. That when he, I was not there when he harassed the homeless. It was a strange thing. I was there all the way up to that point before he did that, and then I got busy and I came back, and it already had happened. And so I wasn't actually there for it, but I can tell you my opinion on it leading up to it. That would never had occurred if not for the people that were with him. I think that he was showing out for them. They were wanting to go to a police station, and somebody with him didn't want to go there. He kept saying, "I can't go to jail tonight," whatever. But I can say this: I believe was out of norm for him to do that with the homeless, and he would not have done that if he were by himself. And that's what I have to say about that. I truly believe
agree.
I agree.
I've seen his actions in the background.
Well, how many times have you seen him harass the homeless other than that? Probably.
I've seen many times when he harassed a female. Numerous times.
Okay, I'm just going to speak of that night. I was there before in live stream. I don't think it would have happened. I know it would not have happened if he was by himself. That never would have happened. And that's all I have to say on that. Not that I'm taking up for him. I'm just telling you my perspective.
You're blaming the other auditor then?
It was, he needs to own his actions. All I'm saying is it would not have occurred if those two people were not with him that night. He would not have done that.
It's the other guy's fault.
No, it was not their fault. It was Patrick's fault. And he needs to take responsibility for his own actions. I'm just saying that's how easily influenced we all are, and we have to be careful with what we say and what we do, depending on if we're doing live stream or who we're talking to, because we are being watched, we're being scrutinized, we're having videos made about us, we're having lies told about us. So we have to be extra
lies.
Careful. Yeah, absolutely.
Your own words were lies. Okay.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Can you, Archer?
Hey, hold on, Kat. Can you look backstage? I'll send you a link back there.
That's my opinion about what happened that night. He needs to take responsibility for his own actions doing it, and own it. I'd like to own everything that I do, and I do say I do apologies and I'm sorries. I'm not afraid to do any of those things. I do them. I've apologized to many people in the community, and I did not get a response from people that I apologized to, and that's fine. I did not stalk them to get an apology back, and that's okay. I apologize and I move on. I don't stalk anyone.
The overall consensus here in the community seems to be we're going to single out so-called auditors that actually target the wrong audience, right? And that we shouldn't actually apply the same type of scrutiny to them that we do ordinary auditor. I mean, Archer, what do you have to say about that? Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for everyone to get kind of their piece out, but I would assume, and maybe I'm wrong, that I've got 3 auditors here that maybe can answer this question for me. My assumption is that the reason you're doing this is to create change. Is that correct?
To create change, or for mostly accountability, I think, and also to make a point.
Answer simple.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna keep somebody accountable, you're wanting to make some sort of change.
Right. I agree with that.
Behavior.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Awesome. And so, I guess my question is, do you guys know how to make change? Because what I'm seeing is that in order to make the change that you're looking for, you're going to have some backing, and that means that you're going to have backing from the ordinary citizen. And right now, you don't have that. You can go out and I could ask 100 people, hey, do you know what a First Amendment auditor is or cop watcher is? And I guarantee that maybe 5 of the 100 maybe know what you guys do.
That's why we need to go out there and we talk. I'm speaking for myself always, and I can't speak for others. That's what I do. I can't tell you. I don't have it posted on my channel, but whatever. I go out and talk to so many people who go, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what's going on?" And then I have a civil conversation, and I educate them on what are the First Amendment, number one, basically the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. So that's how change is affected by talking to people.
So here's what I'm seeing. Okay, here's what I'm seeing from the average person who watches any one of these videos. And this is why you guys need to hold each other accountable. because they're going to go out and they're going to see someone like SGV or someone that goes out and is abrasive to just regular people. They're going to say these people are crazy.
Correct.
There's not one of them that is doing anything for anything. And I have to bring up you too, Katila. You know, you remember you went into that went over to that mosque after that shooting, and you were videotaping, and the normal human being would say, "Why on earth would you be so proud?" Wait.
Hold on
Now, come on.
Wow.
You gotta listen to the question before you start answering the question.
But I see where you're going.
But that's okay. You can, but I'm asking the question.
Go ahead.
The normal person would look at that and say, "Why on earth would you be so callous as to go to do something right after such a tragedy?" So, what was the point behind that?
12 Jewish people died in Pittsburgh.
Did you not watch the whole video from start to finish? I made it very clear from the start. If you don't know, then that's on you, because I make things very, very clear, and I'm very concise in my words and how I articulate things. I went there for a reason. It's called a stress test, because the problem is when something happens, a mass shooting happens, at a mosque or a synagogue, whatever. Pittsburgh. Suddenly everyone's all up in arms. It's like, no, this is the time to test them. And by the way, like, I was sorry if I interrupted you earlier, and I did, I'm sorry. But the point is, if you watch the whole video, I actually have a couple of positive interactions with people trying to explain why I'm there. So that's not just me being an ignorant ass going, I don't care what happened. 20-some people died yesterday in New Zealand at a mosque or whatever, and I'm just going to piss you off today. I don't do that. I went there for a reason, and I actually had some positive interactions with people, and I tried to explain to them that, I'm very sorry. And I was actually very compassionate, which I am. I was very compassionate, very, I'm so sorry, my condolences, but so again, the media loves to spin this shit to where it's like, oh, suddenly because there was a shooting up the road or in another state or in another country at a mosque or some religious establishment, that suddenly
It was in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. 12 Jewish people died.
Right. It's sad. I hate when anyone has to die.
But yet you'll go outside a Jewish temple and yell, Allah Akbar?
I didn't yell Allah Akbar.
Bullshit.
Nope. The woman came in my face, and I was telling her basically that because this is supposed to be the Muslim religion is supposed to be the religion of peace that they tout. And I was mocking her specifically because her asshole attitude had got in my face, and I tried multiple times to get her to back off. And she was in my, like, literally in my fucking face, like inches. And I said, oh, Allahu Akbar. Huh? Like, and do you even know what that means, by the way? I do. Do you?
No, and I don't care to know it.
There you go, ignorant motherfucker. It's called God is great. So if you're going to sit there and tout God is great, don't act like an asshole and get in my face.
Is your God the same as her God?
Is your God the same as her? That's why I said that. It was a mockery of her.
Well, let's
but that shit got twisted. No, don't talk over me. That shit got twisted.
Oh, wait, but it's okay for you to talk over me. I got you where you're coming from.
I was talking first. You were the one who ran all over me.
You're soapboxing. Okay. You're filibustering. You're so.
Oh, whatever.
You guys, she has the right to speak, though, and it wasn't even the government. Fuck yeah. God bless you, Katila.
The right to speak, but to not take over the conversation. I mean, the question wasn't even about that. My point is.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You specifically asked me why I yelled Allahu Akbar. First of all, I didn't yell it. No.
That was Oldham.
I did not yell it. I said quietly to her, oh, yeah, Allahu Akbar. Oh, yeah, okay.
I didn't ask that question.
See, you're just talk about
filibustering. Where's the whistle when we need it? We need to take a timeout here. I think Archer had something to say that he was trying to finish up.
Right. The question wasn't about that at all. I don't care about that. The point I'm making to you is that from the outside, the majority of the people that are watching are seeing this aren't supporting you guys. You're not getting any more support than what you're
They don't know. They don't know.
Okay, you can interrupt if you like.
I'm not interrupting. It's called interjecting. Do you know the difference between interrupting and interjecting? By the way,
but I did the same thing to you, and you said that I was interrupting. So I get your point. Let me give you a better point than that. Auditors like to go out and they like to spread, let's say, half truths or out and out lies. And I'll give you an example of the person that you're with right this very second. There are so many lies that CCW has been caught in that it's not even funny, to the point where I own this $1 million yacht when he definitely doesn't own $1 million yacht. But people see that and think, well, why should I trust you if you're just going to lie to me?
Okay. Have I gone out and said that?
Have you said you own a yacht? No, but you do have a.
Then why are you asking me about somebody else? I don't speak for
because
others.
you're sitting right beside the person.
So doesn't matter. I don't speak for them.
So let's talk about you. Let's talk about you.
It's important what you just brought up, Archer. That was an important point. I think that, right? I mean, people are going to discredit the auditing community if it's filled with liars. I think that's a valid point.
Oh, I agree, and I think that it's not only is it going to discredit what you guys call a community, which is, I don't believe it is, but not only is it the lies that are being told, but the past of people. You have people that are in this community that are convicted child molesters, convicted rapists, convicted robbers. So how are you guys policing your own people to say, hey, what we need is to make sure that we are above board no matter what, but that's not happening.
No, it is happening. There is a lot of policing going on. There's a lot of it's called doxing. Hello.
Actually, there's also groups working in the background.
Who's doing that, Catilla? Who's doing that? And then it's not called dox. It's called getting public record. Who's doing that? Not you. Not Second Son. Not
I have
Peachy.
nothing to hide. I have no. I mean, the only time I was ever arrested in my life was June 14th this year, unlawfully in Tucson, Arizona, charged with second-degree criminal trespass and first-degree disorderly conduct.
Did they ask you to leave? Did they ask you to leave?
No, not me. I was never asked to leave. No, it's on my channel, guys. Scroll back to my video. You'll see the whole thing.
This is okay. This is the reason why you need to check out Adelaide, Florida.
Then, if you haven't already, please send it to me like I asked, because I can't memorize off the top of my head every case law. And by the way, when I do come across important case law, I save it because I want to know that stuff. It's an ever.
Odin, please don't speak for me. Sorry, Catilla. Odin, please don't speak for me. You don't know what I do and don't do. Thank you.
Have you shepherdized that case? Have you gone to LexisNexis and done a shepherdization to make sure that that's valid case law?
Second Son.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, I yield the mic. I yield the mic.
Catilla, I'm not trying to attack you, Catilla. I think that there should be transparency on all sides. So if you're going to hold the government to this idea of this level of transparency, then you guys should too. So for instance,
no. You know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to make this point. The big fucking difference here is that those people who wear those costumes and shiny badges and carry belts of death, they took an oath. We did not. We are private citizens who get to go around and do whatever the fuck we want as long as we're not hurting anybody or breaking laws or trespassing. That's it. So no, there is a big difference, and stop trying to conflate the two, please.
No, there's not. If you're going to claim that you're going to want to hold certain people to specific level of transparency, then why would you not want to hold yourself to the same level of transparency? I
do, but you know, I can't. If somebody has a criminal history of some sort, and they happen to also be in this so-called quote unquote community in this movement, what am I supposed to do? Can someone please give me a complaint form for this fellow auditor or cop watcher who has a history?
I make forms, Catilla. If you need any form, I got you.
Why can't you denounce him? Catilla, why can't you denounce him on your channel?
Because I don't get involved in that shit, because they actually.
But yet you want a cop to do it.
Let me finish.
But yet you want a cop to do it.
They expose themselves, guys.
But you don't.
So how is that my place? I'm out there to.
You want a cop to do it, but you
I'm out there to hold the government accountable.
You're a hypocrite.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I've never been a hypocrite in my life. I'm as fucking real as they get. I'm out there to hold the government because they're paid by our tax dollars.
You're a hypocrite.
My fellow auditor or cop watcher, whatever they did in their past is their fucking business. And if they get outed by people like yourselves who love to dredge up the dirt like you do, then you love to spend hours wasting your life away on Discord and whatever. That's on you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
I work.
Good for you.
Catella, check backstage for the law. I put it in there.
How do you, Catilla, do you realize like your movement, the First Amendment auditing community and whatever, is nowhere near organized like the Second Amendment auditing community?
It's not organized because we actually, the collective of us who kind of, a lot's happened in the past 8-10 months, but when this first started a few years back, we actually collectively had this sort of unspoken kind of agreement that we are not a group. We're individuals. We're individuals. We are
But yet
American.
you said you.
We are
But
Americans.
yet you, in a statement, said you were a part of the community.
I heard you.
collective.
Well, I say that, you know, because I mean that's.
I heard
kind
you
of
in a news interview say you're a community.
Right. No.
So
Well, we
what
are.
So were you lying
No,
then, or are you lying now?
now you're twisting my words, motherfucker. We are considered a community, so I say that because that's what we're considered. Okay.
But, is this Attack the Catilla show? Attack
No.
Catilla?
I know, right?
We're not attacking. We're just asking
Go
a
ahead,
question.
attack away, dude. I have
We're-
the biggest fucking
Catilla,
skin you've
How is it
ever.
hold on.
attacking?
Go ahead.
How is it attacking her
We're
when
just
I'm
asking
using her
questions.
exact words?
And I've answered all of your questions, haven't I?
It is
Yes, I
in a
have.
bit
Well,
attack.
we're using our First Amendment. Do you
Go
not like our
ahead.
First Amendment?
No, this is not the First Amendment you're using here. This is not free
Free
speech. No, it's not.
Free
You're
speech.
confused.
Free
You're
speech.
confused. No,
Free
you are
speech.
confused
Shut
about
up,
what it is.
cocksucker.
Shut up, cocksucker. Are you talking to yourself?
And why isn't free speech here, Auditron?
No, it
Because who here is a government agent?
Free speech.
Is anybody here a government agent right now that I'm talking to? Because if it is,
If I get paid by the government, am I a government agent?
here's why. The Constitution is a limitation on the government only, not on the private conduct of people.
If my paycheck is from the government, do you consider me? Because I get a pension. So am I a government agent?
No, and you're not even an employee of the government, so there's no free speech here.
Oh,
Well,
because
okay,
you
so
said
let me address that real quick, because I hear that a lot from these different channels who will kick and ban and time out people and say, you know, well, this is not a free speech area. Okay, and I'll buy that it's not a free speech area. The problem that I have, though, with that is that if you're going to call yourself a free speech advocate, but yet in your own server, you're not going to allow free speech to be there, then how can you call yourself a free speech advocate?
It's a good question, but I wasn't addressing that. What I'm suing was basically addressing Nord saying free speech, when there's really no claim to that here, because no one's a government thing. You see what I mean? Now, I do agree.
But
The premise that we're all about right here is it definitely deserves more credit than any type of private discussion. So we afford that a little bit more freedom of speech in our private capacities than we should, most likely at all times, right? Or
No,
no,
I agree. I agree, but here's where I get confused then. So if I run around and I say, you know, listen, I'm the best Christian in the whole wide world. I'm the greatest Christian you'll ever meet. But every day you see me at the bar and buying a bunch of dope and hanging out with hookers, am I really probably the best Christian you ever met in your entire life? You know, so if you're going to run around and say that you're a First Amendment auditor, but every time someone says something that you don't like, you just ban them from your channel, I think that's kind of hypocritical.
It is. Well, yeah, because, it depends. It depends on whether or not the banning, right, is against someone that actually works for the government or something like that, you know, versus whether it's just a private individual that's spewing hate speech and shit like that. Yeah, that's the difference.
I gotta jump in.
Favor and tell me the definition of hate speech, please.
Exactly.
Awesome.
I was just gonna
Well, it's a
jump in.
private thing. Hate speech is a private thing, if you think about it.
Is the word
right?
bitch a hate speech?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Why not?
Cunt.
I don't believe in hate speech. I don't believe in hate speech. So
There's where you and I agree, Catilla. There's no such thing as hate speech. If you get your feelings hurt because I said something, then I'm
I
sorry.
do not
That's your
believe.
fault.
You guys are opening Pandora's box of hate speech.
I agree
Get
with
it for the
Catilla right
record.
there.
I don't believe in hate speech. Period. There's no such
agree.
thing. Words are
agree
words.
with
Too fucking bad
Because
if you can't handle it.
You are in control of your own emotions. I
Correct.
can't make you feel any way.
Thank you. I agree with
That's
that
just
wholeheartly.
Holy shit,
Yeah,
you're
so
agreeing
either
with a
you
troll?
decide to listen to me.
Yes, I actually am for a change. Can you believe it?
But it's silliness to run
Did you
around.
just
and
Go ahead.
call yourself a First Amendment auditor, and then someone questions you on your channel, and all of a sudden, poof, they're gone.
How is that ridiculous? I don't get that.
No, questioning is one thing, because believe me, if you guys really pay attention, I'm sure you have better things to do, but if you really did watch my channel closely, you'd see that I give so much leeway to quote trolls and shitty comments and hateful shit. But I let it go. And my rule of thumb kind of in general is like after about the 7th to 10th comment of incessant barraging of hate, then I go, fuck you, you're out. So, but that's because that becomes, now they're just purposely, just trying to get my goat, and as opposed to, well, no, it's like, you're out of here. It's my channel. I can balance anyone I want, but I give a lot of leeway is what I'm trying to say. So,
right. So I agree that there are situations that probably stop. So for instance, if someone is doxing someone on your channel, you're the responsibility for that channel. So I would maybe stop that. But
correct.
other than that,
Threats of violence. My rule of thumb also is threats of direct violence, like I'm going to kill you or you need to die, or by the way, I actually do not block, believe it or not. I don't delete or block comments when they say that cops need to die and there's no such thing as a good cop. All cops are, the only good cop is a dead cop. All that nonsense. I do not adhere to that whatsoever. I have personal experience with quite a few decent police officers. And I'm ex-law enforcement myself, so I see how that works because I got squeezed out. Because I couldn't take the tyranny anymore. I saw it, I couldn't take it anymore. It just wasn't for me. Anyway, point is, I give a lot of leeway in that regard, but I don't even delete comments where they say,
can I jump in here real quick?
No, cops shouldn't die.
Cat.
I don't advocate for the random police.
Can
Bullshit.
I jump in here real quick? Can I jump in here real quick? Go to your community.
Oh, hey, yeah, of course. Sorry, I was on a tangent there, guys. Sorry.
You're all good.
Go, Cat, go.
No, I just
Go,
want
Cat, go.
Cat, I just wanted to let you know. Cat, I just want you to go to your community page on your thing and put the link to that Adelaide, Florida in there for you.
Okay, thank you. You sent
it was much. It's in your Catilda in your YouTube page on your first post there.
Thank you. Okay.
Odin, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
There is not free speech on YouTube, period. YouTube does not allow it.
You should see the policy for Discord. There's no free speech there, but yet we allow it in there.
So what are you all going to do? What are you all going to do when December 10th comes and the new rules for YouTube comes in?
We're all going to disappear most likely.
I'm going to do a quantum grammar claim against YouTube if you guys put me up to it.
Go second son. Go second son. Second. What is it? A quantum grammar? Is that what it is?
Auditron. Yeah. Actually, quantum grammar. That's David Wynn Miller shit. But you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do come December 10th. Quantum grammar.
Good for you. Good for you, my friend. I love your quantum grammar. I'm kind of a wordsmith myself. I'm nothing like you. You're like way up there, but I'm not. Right. But I fancy myself an amateur wordsmith. But anyway, I love words, and my favorite book is the Bible is the dictionary. So.
We all click the agree button, don't we?
Right?
Oh shit! There goes the neighborhood. We got a fucking jackass in here.
Hi, Colorado Donkey Watch.
Colorado Donkey Watch, I love you.
I know.
Hi, everybody.
I thought he was falling asleep.
Yeah, a couple things here. Fucking the last thing I guess was what you guys were just talking about. Fucking blocking comments on your stream. I mean, what's the point? You can't take a little harassment from the people that don't like it. I mean, is the supporters that you got can't take it? Please block this person. They're picking on you. What is it? What is the real motivation that draws the line where you have to fucking delete somebody's comment and not let them talk?
Personal preference, probably. Yeah.
So your personal preference is that I mean, that is a pretty weak little answer there. But if that's what you want to go with, we could diagnose that. Personal preference not to be harassed and bullied on your own stream. This is my channel, my rules. I love free speech.
Colorado Donkey Watch, my dear friend, I love you. You know I love you to pieces and I adore you. But this is a stupid ass example because I can't think of anything better than this. And I will later, of course, as usual. But if somebody's at your door at 3 a.m. knocking incessantly, that you just go fucking go away. At first you're like, just fucking, you're annoying. Next, now knock. Then you're like, oh God, fucking go away. You give them chance after chance. Then after they won't stop, you just go, you know what? I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So that's kind of how it is, because like I said earlier, I don't know if you were on yet at that point. I give a lot of leeway, but there comes a point where you just don't want to fucking hear it anymore, because you know that person is not even willing or even in any frame of mind to bring about any sort of positive or try to interact any kind of discourse. They're just there to harass and harangue. That's where I draw the line. But I give a lot of leeway. Trust me, believe me. I don't want to, but I do, because I'm all about the First Amendment. But there comes a point where you just go, you know what? I've had enough of your shit. So that's my answer.
Unless I'm just trying to figure out a situation where you don't just let them look like the fool. Why not let their actions represent them and then yours represent you? Because when you're promoting free speech, like Archer said, and then blocking comments, it really looks to me, and well, I'll just speak for myself, it looks to me to be hypocritical. And I'm not talking about you in particular at all, Katila. I love your channel. So I'm talking about everybody as a whole. And when people are doing this, I find no reason besides the fact that they can't either, one, hold an argument down. I don't care if it's civil or not. You can either engage these people and say your point of the story, represent what you're saying is true, or you can ignore them. And if you choose to ignore them, I don't see what the problem. Just let them fucking rant and rave. Let them go off, say whatever lies they want. Let the people see it for what it is. It's not you being a fucking tyrant saying, hey, I don't like what this guy's saying. Not only do I not like it, but he's lying, and we're never going to hear from him again.
Okay, can I say something, Katila?
Of course, Peachy, go.
It's a little bit different with women, Colorado Donkey Watch. I think the women here that's doing some of the activism, we get a much harder time. We're a minority anyway, and definitely even a smaller minority in this movement. It's just like the damn hot tub. No one said shit about 2 other males that did a live stream in a hot tub, but you get a woman in a damn hot tub, and then all fucking hell breaks loose.
So honestly, I heard all that go down earlier with fucking Rick Rude saying something about that, and why your students in the hot tub. If I would have been on the stream at that time, I would have fucking stood up and told him to shut the fuck up. I mean, what business of it is of his anyway? Fucking mind your own. So nobody on this panel wants to stand up for a woman. Fucking a lot of women get attacked and degraded, and I see that shit all the time. The women that are strong enough do stand up for themselves, and that's why they're here.
You said no one here wants to do that, but you just did it. So how is that true? What you just said.
Well, just real quick, I guess you didn't see Patrick's hot tub video, because he got a good beating for that one too. So, and the fact of the matter is, are you saying that women are not as capable as men to defend themselves? Because I don't think that's true at all.
I'm not saying that at all.
Okay, so
I have a permit to carry, open carry, and conceal, and I can protect myself.
I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about online. When you have a stream going, I think that women are just as capable of telling someone to just fuck off if they want to, and just ignore them. You don't have to block them.
Yeah, but the problem is they don't go away most of the time when you do tell them to fuck.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's right.
Well, no, it's not okay. It's like, if you want, now this is the disconnect. If it's online, it's like judged in a different way than if imagine somebody coming up to you and getting in your face, a foot away from your face, and just incessantly just blah, 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 wouldn't you instinctively go, fuck off, get back up, back the
Sure,
fuck away?
and probably
Okay.
Damn right.
Okay, well, it's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing with YouTube. Okay, so what's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, you just said
There you go.
yourself that words are not. There's nothing to words really. That you shouldn't have your feelings hurt because of words. So why are you letting your feelings get hurt because
It's
somebody
not about
says
feelings being hurt.
That's wrong.
It's wrong.
How is it wrong?
No feelings being hurt here. It's about irritation. Get the fuck. It's like a fly.
Well, I can tell you.
Leave you alone.
It's only for. Hey, Catilla.
And reputation. And reputation.
Catilla. Look, guys, people keep forgetting about this one area of constitutional law called fighting words. And we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Get out of here.
Just so you know. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I beat you to the punch, New York Orden. Get the fuck out of here.
Fighting
Anyways.
words are equivalent to hate speech.
Hi, Archer.
So my words, what I say to you, can cause you to do something physical? Really? That's amazing. I have such power, I didn't even know it. How does that work?
Wait, repeat your statement. Fighting words are what?
How do my words drive you to do something physical?
Well, I'm a reasonable person. If you say something, right, that would cause a reasonable person to be incited to the point of violence, those were fighting words, and it's not protected under constitutional law.
What?
That's ridiculous, because if you're going to do that, then you're not a reasonable person. If you're going to punch me for something I say,
that's not true. No way. No, that's not true at all. I can prove you wrong.
Absolutely true.
If someone says, I got a knife in my hand, and I can see the knife, right, and they're coming running at me, right, and they say, I'm going to fuck you up.
That's not words. You see a knife, he's running at you. That's a fucking actual threat to your life, immediate and danger. Fucking defend yourself.
Hold
bitch.
on. Who is that talking? Who is that?
That was Donkey, and he's right.
Donkey. Hey, what's up, Donkey? No, I mean, I hear his premise. I get what he's saying. Like, here's a guy coming at you with a knife, right? That's not words. So therefore, there's no fighting words action. But what if someone says, hey, I got a knife tucked under my jacket here, right? And I can fuck you up with it, right?
That's
those
close to a threat.
Those could be fighting words.
Threatening.
And that's not protected free speech on his part. You know what I'm saying?
No, what you're talking about is if I come up to you and I tell you that your mother's a fucking whore and she charges 25 cents for blowjobs on the corner and you punch me in the face, then you're going to claim that that's fighting word. Well,
no, not at all. I'm not going to claim that, yo.
I think if that makes you that angry, you can hit somebody.
Right. So you gave two examples.
No.
You just gave two examples. One of them, fucking somebody has a knife, so that's literally not fighting words. The other one is that they're saying they have a knife, which is close enough to a threat. Right? That's a threat.
Those are fighting words, basically. Yeah.
No. It's a threat. You're not listening. A threat. I didn't say fighting words.
I'm not listening because I thought I was listening. But.
Right. Well, I'm not saying fighting words. I don't know where you get that those are fighting words.
Yeah, because fighting words are basically any type of words that would cause a reasonable person to be incited to the point of violence.
No, you're wrong. Because quite honestly, if I can incite you to do something with my words, then you're not a reasonable person.
That I would agree with.
You know what? Your logic is flawed. Go look it up.
Please point out how my logic is flawed. Which one of the several fallacies did I use in my logic?
Because of common law. Like, I mean, if you really think about it, yeah, common law.
Tell me how common law disputes what I just said.
I mean, common law disputes what you say on the basis of if I feel like someone is coming at me in a violent fashion, right, with words that are so abrupt, right, that they intrude on my actual physical motivation, right? Then yeah,
words can intrude on your physically.
Absolutely, they can.
Please give me an example.
Haven't you ever heard of false imprisonment? Absolutely. Force, words, physical presence. Thing. Hey, physical presence also can do it.
That's different. Those are not your physical presence is not your words. So can you please give me an example of how your words can intrude on somebody's physical presence?
How words can intrude? No, I can't do that.
Well, then what you're saying is wrong.
I'm trying to figure out your point. Yeah, what are you saying exactly?
I'm saying that fighting words are basically words that will cause a reasonable person to be incited to the point of violence. And those are not words that are protected by the Constitution.
Is this a statute or a law where you are? Because we don't have that snowflake shit here.
Yeah, that's actually U.S. constitutional law. So
No, it's not.
What
It's not.
state are you in?
The constitutional
Yeah.
law has the
not.
fighting words in it. Please
It
cite.
does. Yes.
Which section and article?
Do you want me to get you the case? I'll get you the case. It's not if you want.
You said it was in the Constitution.
I'd rather not waste my time right now doing that, but I can promise you this. I promise you, I have the resources. I have the sources. Yeah.
Excellent. I'd love to hear it because, quite honestly, I think that it's weak to say you said something so mean to me that I feel like I need to punch you. And
Yeah.
You're wrong, and you've lost this argument. Quite the wordsmith.
Everybody's in control of their own actions. Period.
Unfortunately,
everyone
Sergeant Shadow, fucking, if you got time, man, I know down in where you're at, you piss somebody off enough, you sure can take a swing, right?
Yes, you can.
Where's that at, Sergeant Shadow?
That's Louisiana, but there's going to be different laws in different places, right? So what you're quoting doesn't sound like federal statute. I'm looking it up right now, though, I guess.
Catilla down here, they just passed a law this past July that if you call a cop a cocksucker, they can arrest you for a hate crime.
Lovely. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Oh God! Well, here we go again. They're just all finding every which way to come after us and take us down. Yeah. And I heard something. New York too. New York just passed a bill or something where they quote unquote harassing cops is now an arrestable offense or some shit like that. Don't quote me. I haven't researched the whole thing, but I just heard on the.
You're right, and in my opinion, Catilla, this is the fruit of your guys' labor right here, because quite honestly, it is. And the problem that you're having too, there are things that are being done to stop what you're doing as a First Amendment auditor. I think that's bad.
You know why, my dear? You know why it's the fruit of our labor? Because we're a threat. That's why. Because they don't like freedom. So.
No, I don't think that that's true at all. I think the reason is because people are. Well, then if it's a fact, please show me something that I can put my teeth into that shows me it's a fact.
Open your eyes and look around you and watch what happens and see it. You don't need to have, I have to quote this, article or this law or whatever. Look around. That's
right.
So now you're telling me anecdotal evidence is evidence?
Absolutely, it can be.
It's not. Anecdotal evidence is no evidence at all.
Oh my God.
It's not. How do you prove
it is what it is. It might have less weight, but fuck yeah, it has evidence.
Okay, for example, how many murder cases where the person was convicted of murder over circumstantial evidence? It's the same shit. Life is nuanced, okay? We have a lot of layers to this world, to this life, to what goes on. A lot of people love to put things in little boxes and go, it's either this way or that way, or that's it. No. So anecdotal, my ass. I mean, yes, there are obvious. How come I can see it and you can't? How come? Why is that?
So circumstantial and anecdotal.
Maybe I'm more tapped in than you are. I'm just saying.
No, you understand what the word anecdotal means, right?
Well, duh. I'm a former.
What does it mean? What does anecdotal mean?
Oh, hold on. Let me pull up the Webster Dictionary. Come on, dude. I know exactly what I'm a former investigator.
In your words, what does anecdotal mean?
Come on, don't do this bullshit. Don't try to goat me and bait me in. This is ridiculous. You know damn well that I know what anecdotal evidence is. I'm not going to go there and play your little fucking game.
How do I know you know
it? Maybe you can. Obviously, if you need me to prove that I know the definition of anecdotal evidence as a former investigator, hello, McFly. I'm not going to sit there and play. I'm not going to play into your little games. Nice try.
Let me ask you about your time with law enforcement, because I've heard several different stories on this, and I would like to, maybe you could help me understand it. From my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had a business in your 20s, which was a security business. Is that correct?
No.
You did not. When did you have your security business?
I didn't have a security business.
What was the business that you had for 10 years?
See, you didn't even do your own homework.
Damn, you ain't got no homework.
Maybe
No.
before you come at me with your shit, maybe do your research better,
Well,
and then come at me.
What was
I'm
the
not going
business?
to feed it. I'm not going to feed into
Okay.
your shit because you came
So-
at me right now
Here's what
without
I
even
know.
knowing. Without
Here's
even
what I
knowing.
know, and you can
Oh
either
my
correct
God.
it or not correct it. You had a business in your 20s and all the way
I
into
sure
your
did.
mid 30s.
That
You
part is
you were a 911 operator. Then you became a sheriff's deputy. Within that time, you also became an investigator, and you were on the SCAT or SWAT team. Is that true?
Did you say scat?
SWAT team?
Well, you said scat, I think, at first. Yes, I
Maybe
was a
not.
member. Yes, I was a member of the SWAT team, but we called it the tactical team, TAC team, TACT, TAC team. Same thing. Same thing.
And
Just
you're-
different states call it.
I'm assuming that you're in your your early 40s.
47. I'm 47.
Excellent.
Yes.
So you did all of that in this short amount of time. You became an investigator and on the
Short
SWAT team.
amount of time. I started when I was 21. Do the math, dude.
You were in the law enforcement when you were 21.
No, again, do your homework before you come
Well,
at
I'm only
me.
going
and
off
try
of what you've said in the past. I'm only
You're
going
not.
off what
Obviously,
you
you have bad recall. So
It
no, my first.
it was in your about tab there.
Yeah.
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 So
Might have
from my
mistyped it in
recollection,
there.
and tell me where I'm wrong. This is why I get mad at you guys for lying. From
I'm
my
not lying.
recollection,
I've never lied. I've never lied. I have
It was in
nothing
your
to
about
hide.
tab right
I
there.
love that.
on your
I go to
about
sleep
tab,
every night.
you
I go to
said you
sleep
had a
every night
business.
knowing that I have nothing to hide. I love that.
You had a business for 10 years that got
Yes.
embezzled by somebody.
Correct.
You didn't go to the police about it. You didn't seek any type of monetary restoration from it. Then you moved on from there to go into the 911 operator position you had, right? I'm right so far. So now you're probably
somewhat close enough.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough. Not
So,
quite, but yeah.
and I'm only guessing that you were probably doing your 911 job in your mid 30s because that's about where you'd have been at by the time that happened, right? You did that for at least a year, did you not?
A year? Okay.
How long did you do it?
See, here's the thing.
How long
Here's the
did
thing.
you do it?
No. Hold on. I need to clarify this. Here's what a lot of people like to. Again, people like to go like everything's black and white. A lot of what I have said that I've done overlapped each other. A lot of times it wasn't just one. It was this and that for a number of years or whatever. So it's not like I went from
That's what she's
this
asking
and
you
then
to
that
clear up.
and then this and all no, a lot of it overlapped.
What agency were you with when you were at the sheriff's department?
That part I'm not going. You guys can look it up. I'm not going to sit there and give out all my personal information because you know what's the point?
If I can prove that you lied, would you apologize?
I have nothing to apologize for. I
So
haven't
if I
lied.
prove that you lied about your career,
I've never
then you apologize.
lied. I've never lied once. So go ahead and try and prove me wrong.
All right. So that's we'll do that because we have.
Please do. Actually, please do because I've never lied, and that's the beauty part. Is I can go to bed at night and go, haha, I have nothing to worry about because I've never lied, guys. So it is what it is. You know.
So it'll be interesting to see the truth.
I'm sorry.
It'll be interesting to see the truth, I think.
Okay, yeah, and the truth is exactly what I'm telling you. So, if you're accurate with your dredging up of information, you don't think that I knew going into this as a former person on that other side initially.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you were in law enforcement.
You don't think that I knew what I was getting into? You don't think that I knew somebody would dox me at some point? Hello, but I went into this.
No, I don't think you did.
I could breathe at night and go, I have nothing to hide, so go ahead, have at it. My name's put out there.
I personally don't think that you did think that way. I think you just wanted to get into it. And personally, I don't believe you were in actual law enforcement at all. You might have been a jailer, but I don't believe you were law enforcement.
So do you got proof of that, Archer, or are you just throwing shit on the wall like usual?
No, I don't. That's why I said that it'll have to be looked up. I can tell you what my
title, my nameplate on my uniform said Sheriff Deputy K. Westwood. There you go.
You do understand that a lot of places where they're working the jails also say sheriff's deputy.
That's because they are sheriff deputies.
Correct. I was a sworn sheriff deputy.
Well, this should be fine.
Who fucking? I mean, Go ahead and do your research, guys. Put it out there because I have nothing to hide. So have fun.
All right.
My
It
God.
won't be hard.
Good. I know. That's why I knew getting into this a year or 2 years ago, in actually going out there and put myself out there, that I knew, of course, I knew that the trolls and the info gatherers, are going to just have a field day with me. But that's the beauty part, is I didn't care because I knew I have nothing to hide. I've never lied to you guys.
How many?
So
YouTube
Archer, what do you
fans
call
have?
somebody that's a sheriff deputy that works at the jail?
So sheriff's deputy, like I said.
Okay, I was just checking,
Yeah.
making sure that you weren't like saying they were a lesser of a sheriff's deputy.
Rudy, are you okay? Are you okay, Rudy?
Well, there is a difference between a jailer and an actual on-the-road patrolman.
Hey,
Yeah, it
Donkey, is
depends.
Kim trying
Guys,
to get in?
it depends on the state. It depends on the state. Every state's different.
Donkey, is Kim
That
trying
is
to get
true.
in?
Hey, Rudy, sorry, the dog is running around me. Rudy.
I don't know who's doing what, Odin. I'm not in control of the stream here.
If she's trying to get in, I can pop out. Let her in.
Let me say something that's on my heart right now.
Go ahead, Peachy.
Regardless of what one does on video or what one says, it will never, ever make everyone agree or happy. Ever.
True.
Ever.
In fact, you'll get some super fans that will try to point out every single flaw. They'll diagnose you with a microscope.
Right? Yep.
Oh, that's the nicest thing you ever said to me, Donkey.
I love Donkey. I love him so much.
Katilla, I gotta commend you. You're handling yourself good, and I hope CCW is sitting there watching how to act and not get triggered when he gets interrogated.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Katilla, for coming on here and taking abuse and giving it right back up. That's what this is about.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm not here to argue and fight and, be all out of control and yell and scream. Yeah, I get feisty. Of course I do. I'm a fiery Hungarian. What can I say? But thank you guys. I appreciate that. And listen, when you go into things with a clean conscience and you know that you're not lying about anything, you don't have to remember all the, oh, what did I say that time? Or what, I think Mark Twain had a quote about that. I can't remember it, but, yeah, I don't have to sit here and remember, oh, what did I say? And no, because I just love that I'm honest about everything. I'm an open book, guys. And, thank you guys for, those of you who have really, try to, not tried to, but you have put on the questions, come directly at me. Thank you for that. I'm honest. I have to be, I'm a private, believe it or not, I'm a private person actually. And that's why this is my very first ever panel ever. And I've been asked by 5 or 6 channels to come on their panels and I haven't done it. But if something compelled me today, I'll have faith to come on yours. And I actually have to bounce. I love you guys. Much
Mad
love.
respect to you, Katilla. Love you, girl.
Thank you, Peachy Rider. Love you too, girl. And
Have a good one, Katilla.
thanks, everyone. Much love.
Thanks,
Kisses.
Katilla.
Hugs and kisses.
Take care. We'll catch you on the flip. Okay.
All right, now can we attack Donkey now since he's here?
Go ahead. I'm not going to be on much longer, but you guys can keep talking.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to attack Donkey. He's all right, I guess. For an ass.
What's interesting about everyone in this movement community, however you want to word it, anyone who picks up a camera and films whatever they're filming to hold people accountable or to make sure that cops are on their best behavior, whatever. Anyone that's picking up a camera and doing this, typically I'm seeing type A personalities, very passionate people, very opinionated people. Yes, you have people that have a past and a present. A lot of people don't change. The best prediction of the future is the past with a lot of folks. So where we're
Right.
running into issues with a lot of people is in this movement is
Peachy,
that,
can I jump in real quick?
yeah, please do, Odin.
Thank you. LJFA, could you move me back and pull Sentinel in?
Oh, he's not in here.
I just sent him the link. So
Yeah,
when he gets in,
And
could you
Odin, can you
Yeah.
call El Jefe and not El Jefe?
Yeah.
El Jefe, El Jefe.
Come on.
How about I call him El Fatty?
He's in crackers, man. Seriously.
Oh, he's in. Sorry, Peachy.
Oh, Peachy went away. What's up, Tony? Did he want to come on? Odin?
I sent him the link. He asked for it.
Who'd you send the link to?
There he is.
Oh, it's Desert.
What's up, Desert?
All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here because you got too many Discord people in here already. It looks horrible.
Yeah, this isn't a fair match.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Good job there, El Jefe.
Good stream, man. And Catilla the Hunt, she held her own. She did a good job.
I'll be back in a couple myself.
Later, you ass.
Goodbye.
Hello there.
Hey, Peachy. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. When I get a phone call, I get bounced out.
I can't hear El Jefe. Sitting there talking and don't hear him. His mic's muted. Peachy. Whoops. Sorry, El Jefe.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You're good.
Yes, sir, Odin.
You and Catilla held your own pretty good.
Well, thank you for that compliment.
Hell, we gave El Jefe more hell when we grilled him.
And Odin, I would not mind to visit you on Discord at all. It's just not going to be, I'm not going to do two platforms, give the same attention to two platforms. I don't have the time or energy to do that. But
Just listen. Nope,
yeah,
sorry.
no, that's okay. But you're right. I have probably spoken ill will at Discord. And I apologize for that. I try to be a very positive person. I don't do revenge videos. I don't go after somebody after they've attacked me. I let it go and rise above it. I try to be that better person. This community is making me a better person, period. I have to tell you. My truth today will be the same truth tomorrow, will be the same truth next week as the same truth next year, because I don't lie. But I apologize for giving Discord, of saying negative things about Discord without giving Discord a chance. But all in my defense, I've heard only but negative things about me and other people that's just come from Discord, and not the positive, of course. Everybody jumps on the bandwagon with the negative and the drama. So the only thing I've seen and heard coming out of Discord is the negative, and that's people feeding me info. And finally I said, look, I don't want to see anything else negative about me in Discord. Don't send me videos. Don't send me pictures. I do not care unless it is something god awful about me. I don't want to see it. Yeah,
Peachy,
go
can
ahead.
I jump in here?
Yeah.
On my server, I haven't seen anything about you. El Jeffley, he's our beating post. We like to pick on him and joke with him. He's a good guy. I like him.
And I don't mind getting picked on every once in a while. That's all good.
But he gives it back. He gives it back as good as he gets, though, too. And I want to correct everybody on Olden's server. It's not. Am I the owner of the server? Yes, but it's the people's server. Okay, it's the people's server. Okay.
But it works sometimes, and sometimes it don't, right?
Most of the time it don't.
Are you on live?
Yeah, I'm on live.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Desert
Hey,
City.
PG. What's up, folks?
Hi there, Peachy. I've been critical of you in the past, and the only reason why I was critical of you is because you were giving an ideology not based on law, and it got you in trouble and it got you arrested.
Yeah, everybody has a past. Look at my past. I've been clean for like almost 5 years now. I have my own business back. Like, y'all got to quit harping on people's past.
It's
Like,
not
seriously.
it's not only their past, it's their present, it's their future. We just got word that Joshua Russell Nomad was arrested. Now, it wasn't audit relating. However, this issue of his auditing and his issues back in Massachusetts, I mean, I'm going on the far spectrum of what could happen to him. He could be charged again and taken back to Massachusetts and sent to trial now, because he probably violated whatever diversion program that he was on, because he got himself arrested. We got Adam Kratt in jail right now. All right. He may lose his chance to reduce his felony that happened at, that he was convicted of, that happened at Big Blue out here in Los Angeles during an audit. All right. You have to understand that I'm sitting here tracking all of these channels and seeing all of the arrests that are going on, and now watching all of the trials going on. And we're going to start seeing people be put into prison for decades.
For auditing?
Yes, like Ian McGuire.
Are you like? Well, I mean, there's a few of them out there that go out of their way to provoke the law enforcement. I don't agree with that. Like, if they're bad cops, they'll show their colors. If you poke and prod at any person, even a good person, eventually they're gonna snap.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously you can't go around poking and prodding at people.
Now, when you're talking about certain individuals, and I heard somebody in here talking about how they don't watch all of this other business going on, they're only focused on what they're doing, that's fine. However, you're identifying with this genre on YouTube, and people who watch this genre are going to focus on this drama, and there's more and more of it. This is arrest number 1 this week. All right. I reported at least 2 arrests last week. I've reported an arrest every week since I've been reporting arrests, up to 10 a week.
Desert, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Now, you can't judge what happened to me in the courthouse, because you guys don't know what's going on in the back scenes, in the background of all that business. So you can say it was a lawful or unlawful arrest. Most people say unlawful. I was not provoking, but regardless, have you seen me repeat that behavior since then?
No.
Not that you watch my videos, but I am not in this movement to be a jailbird. Some people in the movement, God bless them, to be for the movement to be arrested 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times. I am not that person. I don't think that makes me less of an activist, because I don't want to lose my teaching license or real estate license, or lose my ability to get a future job. I would like to do it in a way that I'm not ashamed of what I'm doing, that I can spread it across all the social media. And to educate and to open people's eyes. I am, Richard Crude made a point. Oh, well, she just quit. She got arrested. She did it on a dare, which wasn't true. It wasn't a dare. Not necessarily, but I'm not in this movement to make a point and get arrested. You don't have to do it like that. Just like El Jefe said, or OG said, you don't have to get to the point to where you can show how they are being tyrants and then back off, or like Rick says, leave if they ask you to leave, and you don't have to be arrested. I'm not a good jailbird. I'm not in this to be arrested. And I haven't quit. I don't put out content every day or every week. I like to put out more content. And I am going to be probably making another channel that's different than what this one is. But I'm not a good jailbird, but that doesn't make me less of an activist, Desert. I try to learn from the good, bad, the good, bad, and the ugly in what people are doing in this movement and learn from it, because I don't want to be in trouble.
That's what makes you awesome, though, because you learning from your mistakes.
Yes, I want to learn from my mistakes. I don't want to be. I cringe when I see bad videos about me. I try to overlook them, but it makes me feel bad. I don't like to feel bad. I don't like to be negative. I don't like all the drama, and I like to lead by example, and I want to learn from my mistakes, period.
Well, yeah, but a lot of them bad videos is people just hating on other people. Y'all do realize that, right? It's not just they truly hate other people. They're jealous of other people, or whatever their reasoning. There is a haters out there.
Yeah, and there is a whole bunch of people who identify as auditors who have explicit torrid pasts. We're talking domestic violence. We're talking armed robbery. We're talking rape. We're talking prostitution. We're talking some bad people out there who have a chip on their shoulders, who hate law enforcement and create a narrative that has been thrown up on the YouTubes of how everywhere out there in this country of ours, there's tyrant cops out after them or you.
Well, if you've had run-ins with the officers like I have, you would feel the same way some of us feel. I'm not a cop hater. I can't stand punk cops, and I check them every time I can. I don't have the first video because I just got into this stuff, right? I'm not an auditor. I don't even consider myself an auditor yet because I don't even have my first video doing that. I have videos and content, but it's because of my business, right?
If you
have cops out there, man, and if one of y'all listening, if you one of them, I don't know, we're gonna check you if you're disrespectful, man. You're supposed to serve us, and we're gonna check you if you're a tyrant. Period.
That's fine. If you have issues within your community, then become a community activist and target those individuals and take them to task and remove those individuals that are causing issues within your community. But the one thing you do not want to do.
That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm learning to do that.
Absolutely do not want to do is identify yourself within this community. You will lose all credibility with the public.
Let me tell you what I take exception. And I usually don't bring up what people have said about me, especially if they're going to be passive aggressive and say they were just kidding. But this is the shit that's bringing down some people in the community, is making statements like, "Oh, well, Peachy here, we'll see you in the news with sexually abusing a child in school." That shit is not right to be even said or whispered or anything. I don't have any any felonies on me, period, much less any sexual harassment towards anyone, much less freaking children. So that statement was made earlier, and I'm not going to say who made that statement. You can probably guess, but I get upset about things like that, and I'm going to say it only once, and I'm going to let it go. Because I don't do revenge videos. I don't keep talking about drama, but I do take exception to that statement because that is not who I am.
Well, Peachy,
and you'll never see me on the news sexually abusing anyone for anything, anyone at any age.
Peachy, I don't know where that came from. I've never said that about you.
I just needed to say that. Yeah.
I wouldn't believe it at all. The only thing that I saw in your case is when I reviewed the videos of your issues when you caught your arrest, is you were one of many that it didn't have to be Peachy Rider. It could have been North South.
Yeah.
It doesn't. The name means nothing to me. You mirrored exactly the same mistakes that this ideology that's being spread about this genre. You mirrored that ideology and you went where you went and you got arrested for it. And that is what I see.
Do you know why? Do you know why I was in there?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay,
let me say the same exact pattern of behavior that people follow in this community thinking that they're protected by the First Amendment and the Constitution when they're not, and it gets you hemmed up and it gets you put into jail.
Okay. All right. Agreed with mimicking some behaviors and then going out and doing that. Agreed with that. Yes. I'm smarter than the average bear. I was documenting my process of getting my CCW permit, which the first place I went to, my very first freaking audit, I was denied that service. And because I was filming in there, I was not arrested, but I was denied that service of getting my CCW. And there's a lot that happened in between then. And I had to go downtown Atlanta to apply for my CCW, which I did not film. Because at that point, I am smarter than the average bear. Fuck it. I want my CCW. I'm not going to do anything to risk getting it. So I went in, I did not film and to get my permit. I went back to check to see on my CCW permit, and I did film. Okay, because I knew that when I went there to get it, I didn't film. I said, fuck it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish this process because that's how I am. I want to finish it. I want to finish this process of showing the process of me getting my CCW. And I went back to where I applied for it and I filmed. And I was arrested. I was not asked to leave. It was in a probate office, a public office. But I am smarter than the average bear, Desert Sentinel. I understand what you're saying, and I respect you, and I respect what you say, and I do watch your videos.
Yeah, and I'm glad that what came out of this wasn't too harsh. I believe I haven't really followed your case or anything like that to see where it's at. It sounds like you might have understood a little bit more on how easy it is for this I'll just say it, ideology that you watch. I was in it. I watched it. I got caught up in it. And I went out there to see for myself what it was all about. And the way I did things, I did not find the same issues. But I knew, working with the people that I worked with, how they operate and how easy it is to get that contact. And that contact is to create content, and that content goes on YouTube and it makes money. And that's what I see this as in many, many cases. Many, many cases. And when things started to ramp up, when people started to escalate, and since the first of this year, I'm asserting there has not gone, a week has not gone by where people have not been arrested for doing it. It is failing miserably, and people are going to start going to prison. I mean, we have, people don't follow this stuff. Everybody in here knows Antelope Valley Watchman Stephen Lakos. He's got to go to jail for an audit. He's got to turn himself in on December 5th because he was a felon and he trespassed on state prison property, which is a felony. So guess what? Woo, he got another felon. He also has a very felonious past. He has many, many misdemeanor convictions in his past. Does everybody here know that Doug Hutton still owes about $6,000 to the courts for his felonious and misdemeanor past? No, nobody knows this stuff.
What's that have to do with anything?
Because these are the people you are following. These are the people you are following.
Don't tell me who I'm following. Desert Sentinel.
These are the people you associate with.
Don't tell me I even associate. Do not say my name and his name together.
If you are in this genre on YouTube, you are going to be associated with these individuals as well.
Is this
Absolutely.
a joke?
I am not in it.
Is this guy joking?
I am not in it to make money. I've never asked for money.
No, he's for real. He's dead serious.
And you, second son,
he's a joke.
Second son here.
Come on, drill me, baby. What's up?
Hey, we've already pinned you a long time ago, and you're coming in here with your false law.
You pinned me? What are you talking about?
Your false ideology of how the law works.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, 100%. You're worn out old Black Laws Dictionary, and you are part of the problem. You are part of what has become a problem within this community as well.
Well, I can accept your argument on the basis that you can prove that I actually ever quoted Black's Laws Dictionary to anyone in the auditing community.
Well, who do you follow? Do you follow Mark Stevens? Who's your teacher?
Hey, for the
Who's your
record,
guru?
just let the record reflect
Here
he
you
did
go.
not
Let the
rebut me.
record- Let the record reflect.
One of my teachers
For
is
the
right up
record, let
under your picture.
Let the record reflect.
You,
This is all
you failed to
sovereign
rebut.
citizen talk.
Oh,
Every
sovereign citizens.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
I actually thought that was
Yes,
lawyers
sir.
that did that.
No, it isn't.
No, lawyers don't do that.
Well, they may in a court of law if they're.
Oh,
if they're
okay.
an
Now you
attorney,
did. Now you
but
agree with me.
You're bringing your
Uh-huh.
arguments into here where we're just talking. Come on, get out of
Argument?
here.
These
Get
are
outta here.
statements I'm making. I mean, they're up for
Okay.
rebuttal.
All
You
right.
can
All
rebut,
right.
but
All
you
right.
haven't done it. So, I mean,
All right.
whatever.
There's no arguing with people like you because you just wander around in circles.
Well, tell me what's your main gripe with me?
Wait, what?
Because you follow a failed ideology. You are out there quoting bad law. You are out there trying to assert yourself as some sort of law expert, and you're beardless and homeless on the street. Sorry, Preston.
Hey guys, do you want to see my beard real quick? Check it out. Here it is. All right, back to the old. Y'all crazy, man. Look at this beard. Come on. I'm beardless.
Or bearded. I'm sorry.
Can I get a minute?
Desert.
What are you
sitting
in?
on-
Are you in your car right now? Is that or van or what? What are you?
No, I'm actually behind the trash can right now, just for your pleasure, for viewing pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
For you.
Let's let
You know, I used to know a little bit more about you, and I forgot all about you because you're just as insignificant as me within this movement and genre.
Okay, and let me ask you this: do you know who you are? 100%. You have a complete knowledge of who you are.
Yeah.
So you can basically say, based on your knowledge of who you are, that you know exactly who I am.
No, I've had interaction with you, sir, on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
We have looked into some of your videos, but you know what are you? What I see you coming in here again like now. Oh, I have all the forms, Cantilla. I can help you out with all that. You have always.
That was a joke. I was making a joke.
Oh yeah, you're joking now.
You're taking it out of context.
You have always asserted yourself as being some sort of law expert. You had
Z's,
come
everyone,
in,
Z's.
you had come into people's live streams telling people that you can help them out with their cases and their law. You know that you can file motion, you can help them prepare motions. I remember you. I remember who you are.
You never recognized me.
You're Second Sun Media.
No, you've never recognized me. So how could you remember me?
See, now you're talking in circles again.
Yeah, whatever, man. You're doing the same damn thing.
I'm telling you.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you my perception of you, sir.
Tell me.
I already did.
Let's keep this shit going.
I'm done. That's it. I don't need any more.
All right. Cool.
All right. Press On wanted to say something. Go ahead, Press On.
Yeah. Peachy, you are smarter than the average bear. I saw those videos and I thought you did a freaking great job. And, not everybody in this country can articulate things, 100% of the time, right? And you shouldn't have to be a constitutional expert just to take a camera in and film getting your CCW. So like rating people just because they didn't do it the way you did it, I don't get down with that, right? Because see, the first word of the Constitution is preamble, right? And if you can preamble like the people did in that first paragraph of the Constitution, then they can amble, right? Because that's what you do after a preamble, and the rest of the Constitution is an amble. So allow me to walk you through it. The people, they secured the blessings of liberty to themselves, right? To themselves, you see? And so that's really important, And they provide for the common defense, right? They ordain and establish. and they form more perfect unions. You see, those are some pretty powerful capabilities, right? And when you get to the First Amendment, and it's talking about speech and press and religion and assembly, those rights are for the people. It says the people, right? It doesn't say any other words like citizen or person or man. It says the people, right? The right of the people to assemble peaceably. The right of the people to bear arms. The right of the people to be secure in their person. You know, these rights are to the people, right? And when you start talking about other words like citizen or person, you know, it reminds me of 3 other words that all of the framers were familiar with, right? Royalty, nobility, and peasants. Okay, they're all humans, but they're a different species of human, right? And on paper, you know, persons weren't even mentioned until the 4th Amendment, and the people have a right to be in their person. That's THEIR, their person. They own it, right? A person is a thing, just like a house, papers, and effects. You see, the people have a right to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects, right? See, all those things are things, they're nouns. That's why they're all in the same sentence: persons, houses, neighbors, and effects, right? So a person is not the same as one of the people, right? And the persons were never used with the word right. Okay, the first time it's mentioned is in the 4th Amendment, and it's talking about being seized, right? Or searched. You know, no warrant shall issue except upon probable cause, specifically describing the places to be searched and the persons to be seized, right? So you can seize a person, but it's not talking about seizing one of the people. You see, so when you go into your person or your houses or your papers or your effects, you don't have rights anymore. What you have is privileges. And so when citizens are getting arrested, it's because everybody can tell when somebody is privileging but claiming to have rights. You can't do that. It's called hypocrisy, righteous indignation. And we can all see it, right? We can all see it, but we can't all articulate it. But we know it's there, right? And so, when, you know, I'm not sure who has been talking at the top without a picture, but you know, when you're talking about like making money, right? Well, you're not on the righteous path. You're on the path of privilege, right? So if you're like selling your videos or monetizing them, you know, I mean, you can do that, but it just gets messy, right? It gets messy, you know, and so a lot of criminals or citizens are getting arrested, but not the people. The people aren't getting arrested. Nobody's touching the people. And that's really important, you know? That's really important, is that to say that like it matters what some citizen is doing, or if somebody had a criminal record, that's not a matter of great public interest, right? Nobody really cares. Now, sometimes they do care, right? Like about a sex offender, a pedophile, right? They might. And then it becomes a matter of great public interest. But nobody freaking cares if you got arrested for weed. You know? They just don't freaking care. Right? Like most crimes, nobody cares. And if you get a disorderly conduct, your friends don't care. Right? Nobody cares. And that's why it's not a matter of great public interest. So you have a right to follow somebody around if they're a matter of great public interest. right? A government official, you know, some movie star, right? It's a matter of great public interest. But what a filmer, a photographer, a citizen, an auditor, or one of the people like me with a big ass presser, you know, what we do, nobody freaking cares. We can say what we want. It's not a matter of great public interest, right? So you got to be a little bit more careful if you're trying to follow around a redresser, you know, because the people have the right to redress, and they redressed their government. See, their government had a right to speech, and they could dress however they wanted.
Well said.
They traded money for privileges in that redress, and we redressed them. You know, I don't want to take up your whole stream, El Jefe, but is it El Jefe or El Jefe?
Jefe.
Yeah. Right on, man. Thanks for giving me a moment to speak.
No problem.
Well said, Press On. Let me just put it out there, since I've been on this show for a long time, pretty much your whole show, El Jefe. I respect the hell out of you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having the guts to have different people on your panel that other people would not, and to get some of this out, to clear the air with some folks, whether it clears the air or not, or whether it continues. That's going to show your lack of character, or your character, depending on whom you are, if you want to continue drama after all this. I want to show my character and who I am. Let me tell you real quick, my whole motive with all of this. When I first did a few audits, it was the process of getting my CCW license. So then I could go from there to start cop watching with my 9 on my hip. Now, after I have been beaten up by 3 security guards at a hospital, which had nothing to do with filming, after I have been assaulted and arrested, and all the things that I've been through and going through now, yes, I have taken 2, 3, 5, 10 steps back, because I would be stupid not to. If that's my motive, to go and film the cops with a gun on my hip, and to be green as I am, to go out and get arrested my second audit for trying to film the process of getting my CCW, I would be a fool not to take a step back and think about what the fuck I'm doing or not doing, because it's going to get me killed or in prison. And I'm not about that. I don't think I am smart enough to go out and cop watch with a gun on my hip yet. Period. And so that's why you haven't seen more content of doing what I really wanted to do on my channel, which was to cop watch and also practice my Second Amendment. That's what El Jefe, thank you for giving me the opportunity to put some things out there, and also to clear some things up with other folks and on your panel. I greatly appreciate it.
No problem, Peachy. That's what it's all about. That's how it should be.
But I'm smarter than the average bear. Thank you for your compliment, Press On. I could not hear you when you first came on at all. That's why I had to jump off and come back on. But I did hear on my other device, heard the beginning of what you said. I appreciate the compliment. I love you, Press On. I respect you. I promote your channel. And because I haven't been able to do regular content, I tried to support in other ways. And that is by watching videos, giving comments, giving thumbs up, being a moderator, making a few phone calls that are not harassing. I do not make phone calls to threat or harass people. And when people say call, I called for El Jefe the other day, and they were not threatening at all. And I'm not that person. I don't want to be that type of person. So,
hey, Peachy, I think that an idea might be to film the police like when you see them at a store when they're not on a stop, you know. To see then it's a little different. Like if you're out in public and they're not even on a stop or anything, right? See, so they're free to go, and you're free to go, and everybody's free to go. They don't have a scene.
Yeah, that's good advice. I'm learning, man. I've learned real quick. I don't want to be thrown back in jail for this. but also that does not mean I'm not just as passionate as the next person about our rights.
Right.
Thank you, Russell. It doesn't make me less passionate. Some people say if you don't do this full time, you're not passionate, or you're not an activist, or you're not in the movement, or you're no one. I've been told I was a no one and to take down my channel and go away by somebody in the community.
Yeah, that's not true.
And
You're
if you don't,
freaking everywhere, Peachy. I see you on like every stream.
that's how I try to support. Press on.
Education.
Yes.
You're getting an education.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I promote channels. I don't know. A lot of times people say, "Oh, why did you promote them?" Like they don't even understand a tiny bit of what I say, right? Like they're just not there yet. But and people ask me why I promote them, but I see who they're watching, right? And you know, when you see like what school somebody's going to, it tells you a lot about how they're going to be later. You know.
Well, I want to be a better person tomorrow than I was today, and so forth.
Pretty is, pretty does.
Pretty is pretty does. That was my grandmother's favorite quote. Pretty is pretty does. It doesn't look.
That's your grandmother's favorite quote.
Yeah, that's right. I've told my kids at school, the prettiest girls in school acting badly. Pretty is pretty does. Well, what does that mean, Coach? Well, I explain it. The prettiest girls acting ugly are not pretty anymore.
The prettiest girls acting ugly aren't pretty anymore.
That's right. All right, guys, I'm going to end this stream. It's been 4 hours.
Right on, LFA.
Peace out, El Jefe. Thank you, honey.
No
You're
problem.
awesome.
Press
on.
Press
Love
on.
you.
Press harder.
Love you.
Press now.
Hit that like.
Love you, press on.
Guys.
Thank you for everybody in the chat who supports everyone. I appreciate it. Everyone that supports everyone, and everybody stay positive. Big prayers for everyone that's going through hard times and health issues. Big prayers.
Bye, Peachy.
Bye, sweetheart.
All right, guys. Stay in your lane. El Jefe out.